and we're going to go ahead and get back to the gaming part.
I think we're live now. Yeah, we're doing it live. We are dungeon masters. I'm fairly certain everyone here at the table is a dungeon master. For those of you showing up, we are doing a 12-hour crazy, wonderful event in honor of all the people who have come before us in the Dungeons & Dragons game and tabletop role-playing games. And yesterday was Gary Gygax's birthday, and sitting at the table right now is Luke Gygax. Yay! I am your dungeon master, Satine Phoenix. Before I begin, I keep saying before I do a thing, because I want you to know what's up, because I'm a dungeon master. Go ahead and donate to Extra Life. That's extra-life.org/team/D&D to join, to donate. And also you can join our team. I know Maze Arcana has a page, Mike Merles has a page, and it's all raising money for awesome things.
Don't do Mike Merles' page. Just do D&D's page.
building subclasses for you to play in
Adventures
League.
It's pretty awesome.
Adventures League, like that's cheating.
Well, if you're the franchise creative director, you can do that.
I will build you an Eberron thing.
Who's also, just like any good superhero, he's got an MM.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's true. It's true. But Mazark, so you are here. The second game of the day. It's a 3-hour game. Luke and I are hosting this whole time.
I need to put in an important plug, though, because I forgot to do so earlier. If you just joined us and you want some really cool gear, some garb. Gerb, if you want to say it. Founders and Legends, foundersandlegends.threadless.com, and you can get t-shirt, mug, pillow for your couch. You can probably display either the dragon or the Founders and Legends coat of arms, and proceeds there go and help us so that we can do this again next year or future events.
Spoilers. The best spoilers. So what you're here watching now is a Maze Arcana game. And Maze Arcana, we were lucky enough to get the license for Eberron a couple years ago. And now it is available for all. And Eberron is a campaign setting by Keith Baker, and Rudy Rutenberg, the co-creator of Maze Arcana, was awesome and worked with Keith on the creation of the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, which you can get on the DM's Guild. And kind of an honor and just one of those awesome, random, cool things is the reveal of the new Maze Arcana Wormwood Dice Trays. Plus Satine soundtrack.
Yeah, I know. It's very ginger.
Yeah, so everyone will be playing on these today.
Match the ones you're holding up.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Here we go.
With your Tomb of Annihilation vest.
Tomb of Horrors, sir. This is Founders and Legends Day, and this is the dungeon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my connection to Gary, because I didn't get to meet him, besides my connection to you, obviously, was the first thing I got to do for D&D was rewrite the poem.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Luke actually gave me input on that.
Yeah, it was great.
He just told me not to screw it up.
Yeah.
That's true. And we'll talk about your tie in the introductions. We're going to move along. We only have 3 hours, which is actually more than we usually get nowadays. We will start here with Jason Charles Miller.
Hi, I'm Jason Charles Miller. Am I going to talk about my character right now?
Heck yes, you are.
All right. So here's a little bit. So today I'm going to be playing Garthok. And this is
the same Garthok.
The same Garthok that I've played for about 9 years, and the same Garthok I played on Critical Role.
He's beefy, dude.
Today's version of Garthok is a 10th level rogue with a specialization in assassination. There's a couple things you need to know about Garthok. He's a half-orc, and he was raised by his mother, who is an orc, in an orc village. He caught back up with his father later. That was an interesting experience for him. And there's two pretty big quirks about Garthok. One, he hates all forms of gambling. there was an adventure early on with Garthok where we were sneaking into an enemy's base, and there were 2 guards gambling, and Garthok was invisible, and he just went into a rage and became visible and had to kill the gamblers. So he just hates gamblers.
Don't waste your money. Invest it.
It's just like one of his moral codes. I don't know why, but I chose that for him. And then another thing is he really hates elves. So since we've been traveling together for about 5 years, he has an uneasy truce with Melf. So he is one of the only elves that he trusts. So.
But he also uses mouth as a trigger, like if he needs to rage, and he's like, it's like Hulk, and he can't get it.
He just looks at Melf.
Over at Melf.
Right.
Oh man, I just had a dirty
Just your
joke.
face makes me angry.
So that's Garthok. There you go.
Next up.
Hello, I'm Amy Vorpal, and I am playing a dwarf warlock. Her name is Pearl, and she's a gentle soul, guys. She's a real gentle soul. She always had it in her nature to care and nurture other people, so she became a nurse. However, she's bad at it. She was bad at it, and a lot of her patients died, and her proximity to the dead led a certain demon right to her, a demon who was a little bit into the dead, and through her proximity kind of infested her soul, and his name is Chaltrothus. She's now all about the dead. She loves cemeteries and speaking to the dead, and her other self, when she casts a spell, gets super evil and Jekyll and Hyde. So her spell focus is an hourglass because she likes showing her enemies how much time they have left. But she herself, when she is just herself, is just kind of a tortured, gentle soul. She tries to make things better and heal them. Yeah. It's just that she's... her warlock demon is real deep inside her, and sometimes she'll call him out and make him for once do her bidding, and you just might meet him this adventure.
Does she enjoy the Cure very much?
Yeah, she's a big fan. she wishes.
Next, Luke.
Yes, well, I'm playing Melf, version of Melf 5e. And 5th level fighter, 5th level wizard, high elf, and Melf was born into a noble family, but he eschewed the life of a nobleman, and decided that he wanted to go forth and make his own way in the world. And he is very good. He's focused on defeating evil throughout the world anywhere that he can find it. But the problem is he's a little abrasive because he has kind of a overinflated sense of self-importance, and sometimes he thinks that he could maybe apply some of those magic items or resources better than other folks, so he tends to try to take a few more magic items than really he would be entitled to, just through stealing. But that his belief is, hey, I'm going to put these to use better. I have a mission. I am going to take care of this sort of stuff. And if you cross him, he's very easy to get angered, and he holds a grudge. So generally a good guy. He sees he's doing right in the world, but if you get in his way, he'll remember that, and he'll try to steamroll you later.
Elves hold a grudge?
Only for like a century or two, but that's about it. Then he's over. Then he gets past it, so it's not too long. But yeah, so...
Well, I have a question for you, Luke.
Yes.
How did he end up, and I think yours isn't from Eberron either. For the two of you, before we continue, how did you end up in Eberron?
Well, I was on an adventure, and I came upon a misty portal in the dungeon. And of course, being a brave adventurer, what did I do? Misty portal, I got to step through it. And I found myself in Eberron, and I looked back, and the portal was gone. So now I'm trying to find my way back, because I'm still lowly 5th level. I'm not that powerful yet, so
That's
I don't
true.
have the Spear of Zagad yet, so I can't do planar travel.
Yet.
So, yet.
Garthok was pursuing a group of gambling elves. He tripped and fell.
Speaking of, I was running away from this weird orc.
He tripped and fell, and next thing he knew, he tripped and fell, knocked himself unconscious. Next thing he knew, He was in Eberron.
It's an age-old story.
Yeah.
It's like the it's the John Carter of Mars.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
How
All
drunk
right.
was he?
10 drunk. All right, Rudy, you are up.
Now, I thought that I made you the spear for 5th edition. I thought I updated your spear. Maybe I
but
didn't. I'll search my emails.
Sure, but I'm a little too. This one I think is a little lower.
Sure.
So I wouldn't have something quite that powerful.
You're clearly plane hopping already, yeah?
Yeah. Yes. That's true. Well, yeah, could be.
He shared the entire story of Melf with me and it actually made me cry, like in an email. And I'm a cold person, so I feel like that's weird. I'm not that cold, but I am playing Foundry, a Kalishtar artificer, and the probably most sane, despite the fact that I have a Kori spirit. Please. Despite the fact that I have a Kori spirit, mine is actually helpful to us in ways that a demon could not possibly fathom. But my purpose in this group is to make sure that Melf's weapons and armament at least appear magical enough for him not to take ours. And to make sure that if we need something built, it gets built, including cages for demons.
Are you coming for me?
I don't need to. You're already here.
Are you coming for my demon?
Is it here? Is it here?
He's always here.
Oh, I'll start constructing the cage. And I am also joined by my little iron defender named Pharos, whom my group named because I did not know that there was a purpose in naming my little iron defender. But I'm happy to make it less confusing for them. I am very good friends with some call him a leader, at least every 3rd adventure.
Reluctant guide.
Reluctant guide.
Cool, thank you, Rudy. For all of you guys that don't know, go check out Eberron. One of the races is called Kalishtar. Happens to be my favorite one, and it's these humans that have bonded with the creatures from the Dream Plane that are actually refugees from the Dream Plane because those creatures are crazy.
The Kori.
Yeah, and so they're almost like a monk-like. They're very, I think they're cool, composed, unlike some of us. But next up, and before we have to move on, is Ivan.
Hello, I'm Ivan Van Norman, and today I'm going to be playing Teloska. He is a 10th level lizardman druid. Most lizardmen live to about max 60 years. Teloska is about 52, 53, so you could call him a geriatric lizardman at this point. He has been exiled from his camp, so his community basically told him that he was no longer needed, mostly because of his wayward curiosity with non-lizard people. And he has made a pretty good living for himself being a guide for hire, and has just managed to make this a long-term client, I guess you could say at this point. He is fascinated with herbs and special concoctions. He has a lot of frontier medicine that he likes to work out, so a lot of his druidic powers mostly come in the form of really stinky pastes that tend to help close wounds and make things a little bit better.
Oh, you do not want my hands on your medicine. I'll wreck it.
That's fine. It's all on his back anyway. So Teloska is his hue tends to be more orangish with the dapplings of gray because of his age, and his crest has furled, and a lot of his teeth is out at this point. He's got a single snaggletooth that comes down. So when he speaks, and even though I'm not going to be speaking with a lisp like a lot of lizardmen tend to do because they don't have lips, but
That makes actual sense.
it makes sense. I just thought that it would be fun over the course of time. But he does already even have troubles because even in his own tongue, a lot of whistling tends to come out.
I love these characters.
And I think Teloska is currently guiding everyone on this adventure at the moment.
Which I will very Dungeon Masterly spill the beans very shortly. But before we begin, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to donate. Pre-game house rules, you know the spiel. You know the spiel. In order not to get in trouble with licenses, I now call it meowtroning. It's where you work together. So if you work together and be clever about it and it makes sense, then I will give you triple advantage. That's 3 d20s.
Boom.
So if you say, you know, okay, just putting it out there, you have, there's a spell you want to cast on this guy, but your archer wants to do it as well. You can use the spell on the arrow and inflict more damage. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Sorry, backtrack. You can either do triple advantage or an extra damage dice, depending on what it is. Be clever, be creative. I want you to work together because we are here as a cooperative game. Don't split the party. So that is one of the things. I do have my own personal rule about healing. So if you drop under 0 hit points, you all the spells work just normally. It'll raise you to however many hit points, but you don't wake up unless somebody wakes you up. You can throw a rock at a person to wake them up.
Yeah.
And also cause damage. But whatever it is, and this only is for when you go under 0 hit points, you have to physically wake them up, but it will give them the hit points. Yeah, exactly. I just really like the danger, right? So if you can heal somebody, but then they're surrounded by bad guys, you better get them out of there.
Yeah, we going below 0 hit points today?
Was that foreshadowing?
Yeah. And then the last one of Satine's pre-game house rules, disadvantage. If you drop your dice on the ground, you get disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
If I drop my dice on the ground, I get disadvantage. It's on your next d20 roll. So that is that. And now, if you're all settled in, let's begin this Eberron adventure. Oh, I have music. Is that happening?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I heard
How are you?
Oh. I told you. Okay.
We use a lot of science.
Yeah. I really only do 2 things.
Yes.
Okay. In the beginning, there were 3 progenitor dragons, Sybaris, Kyber, and Eberron. Like siblings, they didn't always get along. One day, Kyber and Sybaris got into a great fight, and Kyber tore Sybaris to shreds, scattering her into the sky, giving us the golden thread of stars we see above. Eberron held Kyber in place with their great arms and wings, and with their strength created the world we live on today. And thus, we have the dragon above and the dragon below, and the crystal shards that represent the 3. This is said to you every single night by your lizard folk friend Taloska. Taloska is obsessed with the draconic prophecy and has traveled to the far reaches of Corvair collecting drawings of dragon marks that have appeared in the land. This is not common. You guys know that dragon marks are on people. That is a common knowledge. There are dragon marked houses and whatnot. And they, the people with the dragon marks, these cool tattoo looking things, they have corresponding powers, the powers that correspond with the houses and the families that they're inherited from. But these are on the land. And maybe you can tell us what the purpose is of, or what your plan is from finding all of these different dragon marks across actual landscapes.
Finding the dragon marks are important to Taloska, for it would bring about the Kemolish, which is the beginning of the new world. Kyber, Eberron, Sibero, they are here, they are this land, and we must find their birthmarks so they may be brought back into this world again. And though we go and we stray, it always comes back to Kemolish.
So this is his version of the draconic prophecy, which exists in a very vague form in different across the different nations of Eberron and in Corvair.
Classic prophecy to be vague.
His findings have led him to an understanding that there is in fact a great ancient dragon city to the east in the scarcely explored nation of Kobara in the Endworld Mountains. Over the years, you followed your friend Taloska, not in the name of the draconic prophecy, however much you guys believe in it or not or whatever, but in the name of fame and fortune. At level 10, you've built up a renown in the world. Bards sing songs of your tales. Novels and poems ring the countryside of Brayland. Sculptures on towers in Sharn are adorned with your visages. Visage?
Visages.
Visages?
That's easy to say.
Now, in a minute, I'll ask you guys what the name of your group is. But when the wind takes you in a direction, you follow it. Your patron, who's from Sharn, has agreed to double your bank account if you can bring back proof of this location. And thus, you've all agreed to this new adventure, from the farmland of Brayland through the napalm-like magic residue of the Mournlands, across the halfling-riding, dinosaur-filled Talenta Plains, and into the mountains that border Kobara. Okay, so this is fast and loose because we're like a half hour behind. So, 15 minutes behind, I exaggerated. Okay, so, all right. What music should I play now? Oh man, I did not plan this part out.
Are the lands around Quabara, like as far as topography goes, is it mostly marshish or like are we going into a dense forest?
So the Talenta Plains are dry.
Dry.
Think like cattle, like the Midwest. Plainlands, yeah. Halflings riding dinosaurs, right?
Cool.
Super
Yes.
cool. Okay, loose and fast. First question, and this is an improv style thing. So someone say something and someone else add on, and I'll basically be like, ding, you're done, okay? Okay. You're traveling across the Mournlands in an airship with another party member, someone who's been with you for the last 5 to 10 years, someone who's actually been in your party. What is their name, what is their class, and what is their race?
We've got
We had a cleric once.
yes, and her name was Shamar.
Shamar and cleric Shamar, and what kind are they?
They were human. Human Shamar was a cleric who essentially travels with his airship. She brokered the deal for us to get this airship.
Cool.
Because she was friends with the captain. Classic.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay.
She healed him once long ago.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that like a
She healed his heart.
Yeah.
That's what she did.
sexual healing?
And then broke it again.
Oh, that's how it happens. Okay, second question. You're in the airship. I don't have that button. You're in the airship, and everything's going well.
No.
Until suddenly, you're attacked. Quickly, what kind of monster is it?
There's a rock.
A rock in the air. Okay, rock and...
Fell from the sky. It was just a rock falling from the sky.
Let's try.
It was a golem.
A rock
That was
golem.
launched at us from a catapult.
Ooh, rock golem.
No, not the rock bird.
It was a rock golem that was launched at us and then glided into our airship.
Okay, so the thing about the Mournlands is things mutate and go crazy. So
Indeed.
what is this mutation
Oh, it
that
became
happened?
kind of air elementalist-ish, so it turned into like a hurricane of feathers.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
rocky feathers.
A rock NATO.
The dreaded rock.
But still had some foundation. So Teloska, with his affinity with Earth, was able to disrupt it a little bit and mess up with its composition a little, just enough to distract it.
Nice. Okay, you're in this fight, and and the airship tossed and it turned in the fight. Everyone lost one important item on your character sheet.
On a
Sorry, that
scale
came
of
out.
1 to very important.
Something that isn't just like, oh, I lost this bag of ball bearings. Actually, I think ball bearings are very important.
Yes.
But
I will go and say that Teloska had literally like a camping backpack full of herbs that he's been collecting for the entire journey at this point. He's been hoarding them, and it's been one of the reasons why his back has been so hunched over, because he just had this stuff and there was just foliage spilling out of it everywhere.
Portable
That's
farm.
gone now.
Aw.
Pearl didn't lose her spell focus. She didn't lose her hourglass, but it did crack, and the sand all poured out. And so that'll be maybe a new thing for the artificer that she'll have to get him to rebuild, or definitely load it back up with some necrotic sand.
All right, those are really awesome. And you guys didn't even cheat out. You get advantage. You have inspiration. You have advantage on a dice roll.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay, what else did you guys lose?
Garthok lost his entire case of poisons.
Oh! The sacrifice!
Not just dagger.
No,
Not even.
And so wherever it landed is no grass will grow for at least 10 years.
Or in the Mournlands, like all the grass will grow.
Right, true.
We
Okay.
can help you with that.
Milf was using his gem of seeing to try to identify any strange things that might be coming towards us. This is an odd area, dangerous. And when all those bumps and commotion happened, it slipped right out of his fingers. And he grabbed, but it fell.
Oh man, so useful. All right, you guys both get advantage on a d20 roll. Rudy?
I once had a gold-plated, expandable 10-foot pole. On the butt of the pole it said, GG. I don't know what GG stood for. But it was one of my most prized possessions, and it is now crossed off my list.
Okay, second to last question. So your friend Shamar the human, through this whole thing, the only way to save you guys was to sacrifice herself.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why
The
don't
cleric
you
needed that
guys?
healing.
Why don't you guys tell me how you lost your cleric?
Man, we just got her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did we lose her?
How did she sacrifice herself to get you guys to safety?
I think what happened, there was, so obviously we were attacked by kind of a sentient tornado, and we realized the way to get, the airship was also sinking, and all the ballast was thrown off, and we basically needed to like raise back up, but also she thought maybe try to sink the tornado itself. What if they gobbled her up and actually took on her weight? And I think she threw her own self into its weird maw.
You guys want to add to that?
I think there was definitely some divine magic. So the reason that we had to drop the ballast to lift up is because the airship was on a pathway to careen right into a mountainside. So it was just ready to head into it. So after dropping the ballast to lift it up, Shamar, essentially using some divine magic, managed to balloon up the airship just enough, but it still clipped it at the very top, which made it go towards its crash landing. And since she, by dropping herself into this tornado, basically contained it so that it would crash against the mountainside. It's kind of dispersing the way that clouds do when they hit us along the side of the mountain.
Cool. So just so you guys know, the airships in Eberron aren't like normal airships, not like steampunk airships. Eberron is like Arcana punk. So instead of having these like steampunk like Zeppelin things, they're freaking run by air elementals and like those kind of elementals that'll actually so it's like the ship, but then there's a cool elemental ring around it.
And I believe that the rock was trying to mate with our elemental.
Yes, they were. They were confused. They were so confused. They were like, "I love the musk of this like feathery air elemental."
That's why we did our best not to kill it. Because it was just misguided.
And maybe the way to balloon it back up, but it's still careening into it, is maybe Shamar basically became an elemental or put some kind of elemental power into it so that they could give it that boost to lift up.
We would need to bind a new air elemental if we did indeed lose the one that was being mated to.
Oh,
Yep.
this is intense.
Yeah. All right.
I can
Okay.
conjure an elemental.
If you can, I can bind it.
Nice. That happened. We're moving on now. So you
See, my
lost your
cages are worthwhile.
cleric.
And see, not just I'm not just a demon inside. I'm lots of things. I'm an infinite person.
I didn't know that the demon was actually inside you.
Well, of course it is. I've been saying that for 5 years.
I'm sorry, I tuned you out.
Okay, moving on. The last question to you guys is, what is the name of your group? What is that name that is on posters and banners and sung in stories? No pressure.
Yeah.
You can just throw words at me too.
This is so basic, but Dragon Seekers comes to mind.
Okay, yeah, because that ties in.
Dragons
How
are
about
not
prophets?
common in Eberron, by the way.
So-
They live on. It is known that they live on another island very far away. But continue.
No, I was just going to workshop and just have the brief question within a question, so to speak. Is since the dragon marks have kind of been something that Toloska's focused on, but you are all kind of part of the fame and the glory element of it. Like, what's the big thing that we did that kind of like sung the tale of our history inside of it? Like, what's the epic win that would be put on a poster?
We lost a cleric to an arrow.
But the name happened
Yeah,
first.
we are-
The name happened first.
Yeah, the name
You
happened.
guys have 1 minute because.
Well, maybe it was one of those ironic ones that like ended up becoming our like we actually manifested the rock attacking us. Like we're just a rock band.
Yeah.
And it ended
I was
up.
thinking how we're going to tie
Yeah.
that in there.
Yeah. Well, there were 6 of us. We could have been the Sinister Six.
Bad 5. We can still do it.
Yeah.
We were.
Workshop.
Right.
We're workshopping.
Yeah.
It's just the workshop.
Could we
We have
just
1
be
minute.
called, since we're a rock band, could we be called The Rock?
10 seconds.
How about the Rockopolis? I'm sorry.
How about just like the Elemental 5?
Yeah,
Elemental
Yeah,
5.
we were the Elemental 6, and now we're the Elemental 5.
Elemental 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, done. You are
also just be periodic
officially the Elemental
Elemental 5.
6, scratched out 5.
Rough.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to
A
go.
reminder of our failure.
Yeah, you're gonna we're gonna have to go put out a press release.
Yeah, awkward. Okay. Now that you've traversed the incredibly huge continent of Corvair, which is actually just really big. This place is like crazy huge. Your airship has landed at the edge of the Talenta Plains. It's at the southeasternmost point where the plains meet the war elf nation of Valinar and the mysterious Kobara. There is a settlement in the north of Kobara where the mountain range is open, but all the signs have been pointing at down where the settlement is not. The airship lands. Dust from the plains kicks up everywhere. You're in a small outpost town. There's an inn, taverny looking situation. It looks like a chapel, a general store, blacksmith, and a dinosaur pen. But pretty much that's it. It's like the Wild West. But with dinosaurs.
I have a quick question. What would proof look like to our quest giver? They want proof of the town. I mean, what would that look like to them?
Don't ask me. It's up to you guys.
Well,
Oh, I guess.
We're given no specific guidance on that. Just bring back evidence. Okay.
Oh, okay. But you know what you've seen a dragon mark before
Many times.
on an earth, on the land. What does it look like? I've only seen it once on a person.
The same.
Yes, true.
But just bigger.
No, they're branded, they are marked in the land. It is manifest in so many different ways. You can see it in the rocks, you can see it in the trees.
We saw one in a stream once.
We did. You remember the rock outcropping that showed the river being carved into it and the way that it make the marks of the dragons of Sibro. You remember that, yes? I put you in the water and you smelled it and you drank from it and you said something.
It may have been her other passenger.
Yes. It could have been. So, but yeah, so it's kind of like a fossil or a tattoo upon the land.
It is a landmark. It is, as you people would say, a landmark. Of
A
sorts.
landmark.
A mark on the land.
Yes.
Who came up with that? Good
I
coining.
believe that he did.
I don't know how to explain it other than you'd feel it and you
Do we
see
know
it.
that you've
That's so
collected these? Like you
metaphysical.
have some?
Teloska has over the time. The difference is that he doesn't collect them.
Yeah.
He looks at them, he records them, he memorizes them, and it becomes part of like a cipher that he now has embedded into his brain. So a lot of these are literally just symbols of the land. So at least as far as I'm interpreting it. So he's also really old and doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time.
Since I've been traveling with him, I have tried to make charcoal imprints. I do not have all of his marked because of he's old. And that was just when I finally met him and discovered his archiving.
Are we going to Quabara, or are we going to go through this tiny little post town?
According to my map, we're on the edge of the War Elf Kingdom.
Next to Valinor.
Just saying. Could have
Do we
some fun
need
in
to
there.
stop?
Oh, we should avoid the war elves. You know how you are around them.
I know. That's why I want to go there.
And I also know, and that's why I don't.
All right.
We could put an elf on a stick.
It's better than on a shelf.
Indeed.
We hate that. I've been trying to get over that for centuries.
Oh.
Well, do we need anything from these people of the town?
That I don't need anything from the town. You want cooked food, you want soft beds, you want showers. These are
making
things
fun
that
of
you
you again.
want. Teloska does not need these things.
Yes, I'm feeling quite a target.
Well, this one. I don't even want to get into what this one wants.
Let us go and talk to who's there, despite what the lizard says.
We'll shuffle in. I certainly will follow if Melf is going, so.
As we're approaching it, does it look out of order, out of sorts or anything, or is it regular standard town?
It's like a town with no exact roads. I mean, like, there's where wagons have come in and out, and yeah, like that.
Are there
Pretty
any
much
horses or roads that
what
there
you
are
would
people
see in. There aren't any horses. There's a little pen. Well, it's a dinosaur, so it's a big pen at the far end of the town. What you guys see in front of you, so it is very flat. It's like little sparse shrubbery.
Tumbleweeds maybe going
Oh,
across.
there's like 5 tumbleweeds right now, and I'm talking not about you. But there is a large. It's like Palm Springs. It's got that long mountain range. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
super dry, and then
Yeah.
except for unlike the extravagance of Palm Springs, there's like 5 buildings, and there's like every once in a while you see someone walking from like the general store to the inn. But it's well worn. The road's the knot road is well
like
worn.
Barstow.
Yeah.
More like Barstow.
Or needles.
Yeah.
So
Yes, actually those.
But it does look as if it is inhabited.
Yes.
I think,
Peaceably.
is there a signage of some kind outside of one of the places? Let's talk about the dry air. I can definitely could use some wine or something.
It's almost cartoonish, and like this building is a tavern inn, like tavern. Oh look, there's rooms on top,
Right.
and this is like general store with like the posts in the front,
Yeah.
maybe like a like what are those like rocking chairs in the
Yes.
front? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. It's like Ghost Town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But we don't see. We see
So
people.
there
or-
are people in the
Okay,
buildings.
okay.
So there is an inn/tavern combo, a chapel, a general store, a blacksmith, like with it's open, and a dinosaur pen at the very end.
Got it.
So it's like in general store, chapel, blacksmith, and pen.
Do we see our visages anywhere? Like, is there
Nope.
a poster? Okay, great.
Actually, there's no art anywhere.
What? They don't know E5?
I know.
Do you think,
We got a demotion.
I look over to Melf and kind of come down and say,
E5.
Do need still to have herbs if we are going to do anything inappropriate in the next forever. So
Is he trying to come on to me? Or?
I think so.
I need.
I'm not, I mean,
You do? No, none of you.
Wait, you want
Taluska,
you want herbs in case we do anything inappropriate to each other?
Yes, like flee into elemental rocks.
I thought he was-
And go and throw yourself into.
I thought he was going more cosmic.
You mean dangerous. You're saying inappropriate. You're using it wrong.
Dangerous. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Untoward.
So you need to forage for some
I can
broccoli or something.
I can go to general store.
Okay,
All right.
let's go.
We'll all go together.
All right.
Just shuffle with my cats. So one of the problems with Taluska is a great guide, but he moves arrogantly slow.
And you guys are used to it, so you just trudge on, and you actually approach like a minute later.
I would stay close by to him, and at the same time, I have a metal, just like a metal stick. It's like a wand, but there's no charges in it or anything like that. And I throw it and let Pharos run after it, pick it up, and run it back the whole time. That's how I occupy myself while I'm trudging next to.
Always so confused on this. You cannot eat it. It cannot do anything other than fetch the stick. Why do you keep it?
You've seen it do many things.
I know I see it do many things, but it always seems so useless.
Remember when your folk came after you, and it tore one of them in half?
That was good.
That is somewhat useful. Yes?
Yes.
Also, he's so cute.
So you guys make your way to the general store. I assume Melf just like ta-ta-tan goes in first. And what you see is the store, but it's like, there's just a bunch of stuff on shelves. It's like two aisles, 1, 2, 3 aisles. So like there's a shelf and just almost like a survival store, and it's just got things stacked on top of other things. A lot of dust, but like more than just dust from the street. This is just things that have been there for a while. And behind the desk,
Okay, there's a purveyor.
there is a purveyor, a little tiny proprietor, purveying proprietor. There is a female halfling sitting at the table, writing.
And halfling, I'll say greetings.
Hello.
We're looking for some herbs. Do you, what do you have?
Oh, well, if you can't find it on the shelf, it's probably not here. And herbs, and maybe they're probably, well, if they're dried, they're probably dried. I would look on the top shelf over there on the right,
All right.
by the door.
Thank you. And I'll go over there and look. Probably just looks like herbs to me. But once he finally gets to the door, I'll be ready to point him to him so he can hurry up.
Yeah, so as we discussed earlier, Taluska walks in like a minute later.
What are you looking for?
Taluska will be looking for, unfortunately, any stuff that probably wouldn't be in the general store, but just a couple of exotic healing herbs like whistling leaves, or stuff that would be corporeal. But if it's, he will take a couple of the small stocks of just
Perception.
old stuff. Okay.
First roll.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. First time checking stats, so
was
stand
not
by.
that was
Nature or perception?
Perception.
17.
Cool. Okay. Actually, with my roll and the things that I'm calculating, and your roll, because I rolled a 20 that's totally there, you totally find it.
Oh man, okay.
But it was like buried under, and they're a little stale, but it's exactly what you're looking for.
It is not fresh, but it is what we need. So, pay for it.
Sure.
I
have no that much
Because
need
you're
of
a
only-
man of means, right?
So,
Taluska carries no money on him.
I got it.
just so you guys know, you have a ton of money, but also money is funny in Eberron. So things, instead of being a gold piece, are more like a copper piece and a silver piece. So it's to have a gold piece is
big deal.
nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of gold pieces anyway. but at this point, like,
flash
rock
it
star.
on.
Yeah.
But you do know to carry copper and silver. So you go to pay for. What are you guys here for? Nobody really comes around these ways. Every once in a while.
Wait, I'm really pretty. Like I'm really hot.
Really?
Yes. And I have like fuzz. I have dwarven fuzz.
Nice.
Is it braided?
It's no. It's actually like a femme shadow, like a femme shadow.
Like a
so
blonde shadow?
That's right. Yeah. And she always gets the comment, I'm usually not attracted to masculine qualities, but it's so surprising I'm attracted to you.
I'm usually
So
not.
yes. It's yes.
You all have a certain glow about you. What are you here for? I mean, I wouldn't, with the way you're dressed, I wouldn't say you're going to the elves, because it's very dangerous. You guys have this like glow to you.
You might say we just dropped in.
Oh yeah, I saw the airship. Oh, you were being funny. Oh, okay. But truly, what is it? We have an inn, but this isn't a tourist area.
We're just passing through.
I don't mean to pry.
No, I'm actually serious.
Okay. Well,
We're well known in other parts. It's a pity you don't know who we are. But we're looking to spread the brand.
oh, are you a band?
In a way.
We're a band of adventurers.
Oh, that is a way with words. Well, we don't have much, and there's just it's just a lot, just stacked on. It's like my grandma's house in there. But if you need some food and drink, just go over to the tavern.
Could we leave you with these 50 flyers?
Yeah, just put them on the shelf.
On the bulletin board.
Or I've taken.
Can I have one?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Thank-
One of the
elemental six?
one of the
What does it look
faces
like?
scratched out.
And then the 6 is scratched out, and there's a
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you have some really good stories. Well,
Come
there's
over to the inn and maybe we'll sing you some songs.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I don't want to pry. You seem like very important private people, but just be careful of the south and the mountains and pretty much anything that's not our plains.
What's in the
Do you want
mountains?
to? This Telosco would not care to ask this at all.
Right.
But do we want to ask about Quabara? See
I
if-
think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not prying at all. We're actually quite public figures. But we did have a question. You said, don't worry about this, or be careful about the south. Why would you say something like that?
Oh, the elves? The elves are dangerous. Am I picking up your accent?
Oh, you are, and it's so good. What? It seems as though that might be where we were going to go, where there might be a fabled dragon city where we could pass out
Fabled
even.
Dragon City. That's silly. But there are lizard folk in the mountain over there, but they're very violent. Not like the calm ones that are fabled to be in Quabara. I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Frack! Now I've lost it. Okay. Not like the fabled ones that are meant to be in Quabara, but these ones are they're very noble.
That head kind of pokes up. It's kind of turns back
Noble
around.
lizard folk?
Yeah.
How do you define noble?
They wear lots of armor, and they kind of stand up straight.
How do
Not
you-
like the normal, meatheads. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't. I was distracted by
Company
the.
excluded.
Do these expel things, elements from their mouths?
I've not actually got in touch
It
with
is
them.
not important mouth.
I don't.
But what
Is that a thing?
It's not important.
No, it is not important. What is
We all look
important
the same too.
is
Wait, you talked and he addressed Melks. I love it.
when you
His
see.
eyesight
Have you
a
seen
little-
these lizard men? Have you seen?
I
them?
have not. No,
How
but
do you know of them?
oh, people talk about them.
Who
I
talks?
kind of stay here and I just read books and write books and
Is there
whatnot.
one you know who has talked, who has seen them?
Oh, I know that what did I call him? The gentleman in the dragon pens. I had his name. What did I call him? Furman and Merman. Furman and Merman at the end of the the dinosaur pens. Yeah, they complain. Sometimes the dinosaurs go missing, and they think that the lizard folk come out, and every once in a while you see like lights in the mountains.
So where are these lights?
torches.
Could you? Okay.
It's
So not a
almost-
specific area, just movement in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a cemetery? Do you have a cemetery here?
We don't.
Where do you bury your dead?
We don't.
No, there's
Feed
good.
them to the dinosaurs.
They use the body. It is good.
No, you said that the fabled Quabara folk were rumored not to be noble lizard folk, right? What are they rumored to be?
They're almost like jungle-style creatures. I've never actually been to the jungle, but I've read about it in my books. And you look behind, just got a ton of books everywhere. Yeah, they're very primal, and they're very, like, they hunt in packs, and they hunt with spears. But these ones have metal.
I just look to Melvin. Melv, I would like to talk to Furman. Can we go?
Oh, quick question. Is Furman and Merman one person, or is it Furman and Merman?
And they're brothers.
Got it.
All right. Well, I will flip a gold piece to the halfling and say thanks for the information, and we'll head out.
In my
And it
mind,
falls to the ground, and she's stuck. She's like,
I'll just leave.
so I'd like to use Mind Link to shoot over to Melf silently, clearly. Do you think that was wise in a town this size to just throw gold, literally throw gold around?
As a prize.
I always forget, even after years here. The gold piece was just what I would pull out. So I'll just say, my bad.
All good.
if there's
How many old decrepit people do we have?
See, the best part about this is that was like psychic, like that was just back and forth between the two of us. So he just flips the thing out, and then like part of the way through the door, he's just like, my bad. And just keeps going.
If you need anything else, just feel free to take it.
Can you point me to the restroom?
Oh, it's in the taverns. There's the only restroom in this whole place.
I must visit the tavern.
Well, we did lose our cleric. I mean, she's not here anymore.
Holiday, I believe, is what they call it.
She's gone on holiday. She's
There's
left
a
the
farm
band.
in the sky.
I'm just saying, wouldn't it be nice to get some
She
haven?
purchased a farm somewhere.
in the sky.
I'm not
Do you have
tracking what you're saying.
No.
What do you need?
Oh, do you have any healing potions?
Oh, we don't.
Great. Anyway.
I should have told you actually have healing potions.
Oh, we do?
Oh.
Yeah, you have two.
Yay.
All right. Not to burn my spells.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm still.
You know what? I'm less sad about losing Shamar.
So you guys, are you going to the inn?
I think we should stop at the inn and then go talk to Furman Taloska.
Don't understand why you want to go to that, but fine.
I can pee outside.
Yes, that's.
It is
There's
also
a-
like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Can we make it quick though?
Sure, I'll
Why
be
don't
right
you go
back.
pee by the dinosaurs.
Oh, but in real life.
Oh,
Ah,
amazing.
all right, we'll wait for him.
Great role play.
I'm not a.
Wait,
I'm not a.
Okay.
you don't want to watch.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on. He
Oh, yeah.
does this all the time.
Yeah.
So you guys, he goes off to the tavern, and you go to the
Okay, let's
dinosaur
go
pen.
to.
Fearman?
Hurry along.
He was started. Telos was walking towards the tavern, and now he's like having to make that curve to like go back.
Dragging
away.
his tail.
Dragging his tail. It's just making. It's actually kind of making that dust trail.
Oh,
where
dust.
it's- Yeah.
I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna walk in front of him.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys approach.
Yes.
And what you see is a pen. There are a few larger caravan-style dinosaurs. I did not write down which ones they were. And then there's some that maybe if you were treated like horses, so you could actually mount and ride them. And there's a small little shack, and in front of the shack, it's actually shaded very well. There are 2 halflings sitting in chairs, and they're kind of kicked back with their feet like up on this table. Like one's feet is pointing that way, the other feet is pointing that way, and they're playing what kind of looks like ping pong. And one's like and it's super slow, just.
this a halfling town? Like, is it mostly halflings in this?
You would know that there are, like, the halflings are usually from here.
Got it. Well,
You Furman or Merman?
Aye. They both say it at the same time.
How did I know that was going to happen?
yes.
They are not surprised. They're just like, aye.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to swipe the ball out of the air.
Aye, that was rude.
Listen up when I'm talking to you, little one.
Oh, you got some money to spend then, eh?
I may.
They're like,
You know
tall
you're
are
in
you?
the 5'2", so I'm not that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
You've never heard of E6? I mean, the Elemental 5?
No, should we have?
I mean, if you haven't, that tells me a little bit about the people I'm dealing with, but that's okay.
I think he's being funny. Are you being funny? Are you being funny? The boys.
A little bit, but we had some business. My slow and lumbering friend here has some questions for you.
Yeah, see him back there?
He's coming.
Just you wait.
Well, with that kind of attitude, questions will cost you. Yeah, they cost you.
So at this point, Teluska actually has gone to one of the animals, has done speak with animals with it. He has casted. It's not even bothering talking to Furman and Merman at this
Okay.
point. It's like putting his hand up onto one of the beasts.
I'll just chuck the ball 15 feet away from her, something, let it roll off her. That just.
This one's he's probably from the war nation. He's just rude.
You'd have to excuse my friend. We don't mean any harm. And I'm putting on the charm.
Oh yeah, put on the charm.
Okay.
How do you want to put on the
I
charm?
have that negative charisma modifier.
You know what? You know what? Here comes friends.
Yeah.
Here it
yeah.
comes.
What do you need? Oh, you're doing a thing.
Yeah.
Am I rolling a save?
You are not. I just have advantage on charisma checks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I will persuade, or okay, what I'm trying to do is just get them back on board with Melf. Honestly, like I'll persuade. This is my friend Melf. He's not really the leader of the group, but he knows so much, and you could really learn a thing or two just from talking to him.
They're like, go ahead and roll. They're like, huh? What?
Nice.
Okay, so this is persuasion, dirty 20.
What do you need? Is there anything we can help you with? You shouldn't be out in a place like this.
I grasp one of their hands, and I guess Furman's hand, and I say, "Oh, thank you."
Furman has a mustache.
Furman has a mustache.
The other one does not.
Okay, perfect. I say, Furman, you know, we were warned of dangers of the lizard people in the mountain, and we were just wondering what kind of dangers we might expect.
So they're just enamored with you. Merman puts his hands on your hands. And you got these two halflings like listening intently to you. Cutting over to you and the petting the dinosaurs.
Yeah, just kind of
What are you
coming up
trying to
and
say?
just kind of kind of like taking the little amount of claws it have, and it's this kind of awkward, like I'm scratching it. It could be petting it, or I could just be sizing up what type of parts are the juiciest as I'm raking my fingers along it. But I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, and I'm gonna ask it like, have you seen others like me in the mountains, one with resplendent armor?
Yeah. They're just walk around. Nobody thinks to ask us. Thanks for talking to us, by the way. Yeah, they're just like, they walk around and they're pretty much, they stick to like this entire area. And
Where are they in the mountains?
oh, that feels really good, by the way. They're just kind of in that direction. Sometimes they're coming and going. I don't really remember.
Can you take me?
I think it has to be arranged, but yeah, well.
I turn to Pearl as it's going on. This one. Give money so that we may take this one into the mountains.
I'd like to materialize back from my excursion and just pop up right behind him and use the mind link again, so I don't actually say this out loud, and I go, the general store was over there. Snacks are not bought here.
And I don't even bother with like the mind. Like I'm like, stop talking to me with your mind. Just get out of my head. It's not for eating, it's for riding. Get out now.
I thought the pools for your people were back in the swamps.
Please, get the animal.
What are you doing?
Just observing the whole thing. Just what is going on?
The sun is hot and bearing down
know.
this,
Like-
and
Is there like a riding? Can we ride these dinosaurs? Is that going to be like
you can. There's mounts.
a little bit beneath me? But I suppose I
So like the bigger ones can kind of carry you like a carriage, right? So it pulls.
Sure.
Donkey? What am I thinking?
Cart, like an
pack mule.
ox cart
Like
or
an
something.
ox.
Yeah.
It's like an ox.
A big one could hold a howdia.
Oh, let's see if there's a howdia in here. There is not a howdia.
Oh.
What about a crow's nest?
Nope.
No.
How about a hut just on top of it?
Do you have one?
Ride
I
in
don't.
style.
There's a hut. It's not mounted.
I could mount it.
Do they have anything to say about the threats?
Oh, sometimes the dinosaurs go missing, but we think it's the lizard folk. I think they come in here. You're stupid. Oh, I do, and look at we're missing them. And what else is gonna take a dinosaur? Probably talk to each other. Probably convince them to leave, or maybe they ate them.
Could we, by chance, have any one of these, or a couple of them, to take us to the mountains? We just might be able to deal with these lizard
Oh
folks.
yeah, we rent them out. A silver piece for the big one.
Oh, but we are so tired and not well equipped with money. Perhaps 2 or 3 copper pieces might be able to do the trick.
Okay. With the look in your eyes and my 4.
Okay, we shake hands, and at that moment, the charm wears off, and they realize that they've been they've been a little mind.
Hoodwinked.
Yeah, a little hoodwinked.
Oh, you're a clever one.
And as that happens, just to soften that over, just in case they do rebel and something, I do one of the behind their ear, and I pull out a silver piece, and I said, oh no wait, and I do this, and I pull out 4 copper pieces, and I put the copper piece in their hand, and it's like, my friend would like to mount your dinosaur.
Go ahead and roll me sleight of hand. I really want to see how this turns out.
That's going to be a dirty 16, or a standard 16, and we're gonna add 5 to that.
Nice.
So you got 20.
You keep all the coins exactly the way you want them. And they're like, oh, they've now just been distracted because you were doing something really cool. Oh, mount, yeah, that's what we do here. You put the mount on and then you ride a thing. It's obvious, but you have to bring it back because we don't have many left.
Is it all right with you if we keep the offspring?
I'm sorry?
Huh? You did a very good job.
I don't know how to respond to that. I feel like you're tricking me. You've never complimented me in my entire life.
I'm resolving to change.
I think it's time
So-
for. I think it's time for a cup of wine before we go to the mountains.
I agree.
Yes,
we
I
should go to the inn.
stroke my fuzz and say thank you.
Okay.
As we walk out of the tavern, I've got the mounting beast with me, and I look over to these two again. I'm like, why does she lie? Why does Pearl? Is that fun? Is that something that you all do for fun? Is tell lies to each other?
Well, you know, I don't.
Are you saying this out loud? Can I hear you?
Yeah, it's both Melf and then yeah, you can absolutely.
okay,
I'm
okay.
not being quiet about it.
Okay.
Sure. Yes. So.
It's how I survive. Telling lies to other people and to myself.
When you have a demon inside you, I think that you'd want to sugarcoat things as well, right?
Sugar is good. Sugar is sweet.
I will give you the short answer, and that is you make people distrust you for reasons they can understand before they distrust you for the reason they can't.
That's very good. It almost makes sense.
It does make sense. You are so flat.
It also helps. It helps us sometimes and serves our purpose. And sometimes the greater good is served by telling the story that we need to tell at that time. But generally, it's a bad practice.
It is good to lie.
No. But sometimes you must to take care of what needs to be done.
And next time you have a problem, say it to my face and don't use the third person as if I'm not here.
Noted.
I can see how the balance of chaos is maintained sometimes when you feed it.
Didn't listen to him. As he looks over to you and goes, no matter what, you are good at it. That is that.
Okay, so we're going to fast forward a
Yes.
little bit. You have a drink.
A cup of wine, yes.
Yeah, go
Something
ahead.
elven, hopefully, from since we're close to some elf lands here.
Funny you say this. So, what you got here is your average. If you're hungry, got your average stew, maybe some beans, and if you're thirsty, there's ale. Don't recommend the water. Definitely the ale is decent. You're not gonna get sick off the ale. So who gets? And it's like a copper piece each. So raise your hand if you want the slop and the dirty water. I mean, not water,
no, I
but the
don't
ale.
want the water.
The ale.
The ale for sure.
Water.
Okay, what do you want? Want the water?
Well, I'm actually, I hope you don't mind me going off base a little bit
What you
here,
want?
but I'm going to, on the dirt floor, is it a dirt floor tavern?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to find a little corner, and I'm going to cantrip mold earth to, like, basically pull out, like, a 5-foot square of earth to kind of make a tiny well, and then I'll actually burn one of my first level create and destroy water, and I'll fill it, because I'm hearing this dirty water talk, and I don't trust it, so I'm just going to fill my own little well in the corner.
In the middle of a bar, or in the corner.
That's amazing.
Drink from it, or you
All right.
Then I'm gonna like go down and just start
Wallow in it,
lapping
okay.
it up. So,
So
Amazing.
the tavern is run by a gentleman named Bernard, and he is, after talking to him a little bit, and he sees this happening, he runs up and sees what you're doing. Oh, it's a human, by the way. This is a human. He goes, did you make, can you make water? It's a miracle! And he starts running down the street. It's a miracle!
Why is he
And
so impressed?
because they don't have much magic around here.
Yeah.
Shame.
so you guys continue on with your ale. You're not elvish. Sorry, it's like not elvish. You guys have your stuff. You
I
now
leave the
have.
flyers on the after that. I mean, that is some good publicity.
Do you
that
have like a
bartender.
satchel of never-ending flyers or something?
I'll say I have 500.
I mean,
For
I'll say that I've made a
$29.95.
printing press for her. Just like
Okay.
I actually have a water purifier,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just let him do that just cause.
Okay,
like a
so
rubber
you
stamp
guys
with
have the
your black
dinosaur.
arrow.
You have some herbs.
Yeah.
You didn't manage to get anything
Did
else.
we walk into the bar with the dinosaur, or did we hitch it outside?
I think we hitched it.
Yeah, because they can't make it in. So now you have your dinosaur leader.
Yeah, no, it's...
What do you
What,
do?
what does a dinosaur look like? I just need to know. Is it like a
Tell me.
triceratops? Could it be a triceratops, please?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
You have a triceratops.
So I'm gonna, after finishing up our drink a little bit, Delosco will, not really wait for the group. He'll kind of go back on, and he doesn't ride the Triceratops, by the way, even though it's a mounting animal. He just kind of like unhitches it and slings it out, and I think the speak with animals lasts for a little while, so I still have it going with them. It's like, now you take us to the mountains.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I can take you to the mountains, but I can't take you to the lizard folk because they're like just everywhere. But I could definitely take you to the mountains.
The mountains is good.
All right,
Anywhere
we should go because I'm bored. I'm
I
always
am
sitting
bored, too.
here. I'm just like,
We are walking.
okay.
We are-
So after getting out a little bit of the, at least out of the outskirts, like something kind of like twinges, and it's one of those situations where Toloska normally is again hunched over, his head down, and he kind of keeps it with the sling kind of over his shoulder, his pack no longer there. But then something like a brisk gust of wind, the prairie wind, as it kind of like shifts over some of the high ring grass, kind of flops up, and he just kind of lifts his head up, and you can see his nostrils kind of like flare open a little bit, and he goes, and he like lifts himself precariously onto the Triceratops and then slaps it on the back of its hind as it like just trails off, and it just is gone.
You guys, you
And I-
freaking leave us?
No, I don't
No.
freaking leave
No,
you, but
you let
I
it
am
go.
moving.
So-
So at this point,
So I would like to go.
Did you wait
Wait,
for
wait,
it?
wait.
No, we need to hurry up.
Oh.
You're going in front of us now?
I have been moving with this dinosaur, whether you've been in front of me or behind me.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you're
Yes.
trucking it on the way that we're going.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, what the hell?
Are you guys going to jump
Did-
on or what?
Did anyone see?
If we have opportunity,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
sure do.
Acrobatics, I'm going to jump up on there.
Did his crest trill out? Yes. Did he plume?
I plumed
Yes.
so hard.
Okay, he plumed.
Okay. If he plumed, then we may not want to mount it as well.
Okay, so here's the question.
Okay.
Are you, if you're jumping on, are you grabbing on? Are you jumping on? Are you athletics? Are
I'm going to
you
use acrobatics to jump on there and
All right.
just get my balance
Gosh,
on
I'm
top.
not good at any of this stuff. I
So start rolling for
And by
me.
the way, and this thing's probably not going to move.
20, net 20. Ooh, 28.
You like full on elvishly
flipping
like
there,
you
yeah.
can do yes. Well, how would you like to jump on?
Yeah, totally. I just want to do a flip and land on top, just all cool and
Do you have
stuff.
long hair too? Is
Yeah,
that like a thing?
absolutely. Yeah, totally.
All right, Rudy, what you got?
I'm just reaching out to grab onto the tail as it's going by. Like I'm assuming that I'm taking a little too long to make the move, so I'm just going to gracefully reach over and grab onto the thing.
All right,
to the
athletics.
side. Athletics. Mm-hmm. Is that a bow? Yes, but luckily, so that'll be a 9.
You go to grab at it and it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh bother!
I got an
I'll
18.
walk.
A 19?
An 18.
An 18.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to jump on as I can. So I'm just grabbing one of his side plates and just pulling myself up.
Basically,
Very
it's a
practical.
train. This train is leaving the station, and you guys are grabbing on. What are you doing?
I am going to ask for assistance from my friend Taloska. Taloska, where are you going? Get me up there too.
I'll reach down and take one of my clawed hands and I'll assist. And basically, as we're going by in kind of the old Western style, I'll lift her up to kind of give her an alley-oop onto
Cool.
the back right behind
Awesome.
me.
So I actually already rolled because I used my inspiration, so I got 4 and 7. I'm wondering if I can use a triple advantage on that since we're working together. I know.
Yes, because we only have an hour and a half left.
Front load.
It doesn't work. I got a 2. And
You didn't get a 1,
my
did
dex
you?
is plus 1.
Okay.
No.
So you and the Kalishtar are left behind while the three of you start booking.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think we need to turn around.
I go around and look where it's found, and I stop, and I basically come around and I'll make a quick pass to kind
Okay.
of pick them up. So, you know.
However many passes it takes, you eventually get them off.
Let's roll and
You
find out
make
how
your
many.
way. You make your way to the bottom of this mountain.
Right.
And the mountain is large, and on this side, the trees are. There's a lot of them, but they're kind of dead.
That's just a good description.
Well, it's like LA, you know? They're but they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're fascinating looking.
They're dry, very dry. So, you are now here.
And I,
The dinosaurs found a little area to pick up some shrubbery
Right.
and
I led him to this area because I sensed something and I kind of like I locked into it. It was just a gust on the wind. But now, kind of looking at the trees, there's something unique about the structure of it. And as we're unmounting down, I kind of go around and the opposite of what I was doing when I was sitting up earlier, kind of perked up. I'm now on all fours, kind of like climbing up the mountainside a little bit, like occasionally going to the trees and just putting hands on it, and he goes, "I apologize for not being clear. Something powerful is here. There's something strong. I can smell it. I can feel it. Can you not feel it?"
okay, so what we're gonna do here is you and I discussed before how your character finds these dragon marks.
Yes.
Now they can be small or big, but you have not yet explored or used your way.
Right.
So what is this thing that you're gonna do?
So the way we're going to do this, because it's a mountainside, and I'm visualizing that this mountainside might be the source of where the dragon mark is. I'm thinking about it. I think it's worth it for Taloska to burn an erupting earth onto the mountainside and basically pull out an entire side of the hillside, just rake it down, making like a small landslide, because he can feel that there's something underneath this mountain that needs to be revealed.
What spell level is this? Oh, by the way, I don't know any of your spells and what your spell levels are.
This is a 4th level spell.
Oh, so it already is a big fancy
It's
spell.
a big fancy spell.
Okay, what's the range on it? What's the range on it?
The range on it is 120 feet.
Yeah, what are you casting?
Erupting Earth.
Erupting Earth.
All right,
Yeah.
so you give me a brief description.
You want to lay it out for you?
Real brief.
Okay. So, as Teloska kind of is sitting down and looking at it and clawing into the earth, and he can smell it, he kind of like lifts up and then puts his head back down, and he basically takes 2 rocks and he puts them together and he starts making a small pile, like kind of like when people stack rocks on hillsides and things like that. And he looks at this rock pile that he's made, and he kind of looks at them both and makes a bit of a connection between them, and then he takes his hand and he pushes into the rock pile as hard as he can, and as his hand hits the rock, he watches the mountainside just
Everyone
like
make a
caves
dexterity
in.
saving throw,
So,
except for you.
yeah.
Okay, so now you got it.
I got a natural 20.
You're a dwarf.
I know.
This stuff doesn't shake you.
No, erupting mountains. Please.
Whatever.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
fine. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
you're okay. You're okay.
I got a 13. My little Iron Defender got a 22.
Cool. Your defender's fine. You kind of catch yourself. So you do this,
Yes.
and the mountain. By now, it's like sunset, and the way the sun is kind of casting this golden light across the mountains, very beautiful and majestic. And you do this, and birds just fly out of the trees, and you hear these. But you hear them from like different areas on the mountain. But what you see, which is very clear to you, everyone else make a perception check. Halfway up this mountain, you see what looks like a crystalline, like almost like the reflection on a rock, but that kind of comes up and around like a massive, like 60 feet up.
Structure.
Yes, so it looks like a dragon mark, but on the side of this mountain that perhaps had been covered a little bit, but with your shaking and your connection to the draconic prophecy, this is happening. And you do see that you do see lizard folk now in armor that is also reflecting in this sunset. You see them coming towards a point, and they start talking to one
They are
another.
here to defend the dragon mark. They are here to soil it.
You see that, I mean, it's pretty far up the mountain, but you see them come together, and then you see like one patrol go off this way, one patrol come down over here this way. Perception checks. Did you guys actually see this?
18.
19.
20.
You're distracted.
Yeah, I definitely.
You're just proud of yourself. I'm a dwarf. I'm next to a mountain.
Yes, I was just looking at how sturdy my feet were.
So, what you guys see, and now you actually see it, there's patrols, but there is definitely 2 patrols that are kind of crossing. If you take your time to look, unless you're just going straight in.
Oh, by going straight in,
I
you mean
assumed on
whatever
accident.
or by going straight in, you're assuming like this going straight into what this crystalline structure that has been revealed is, right?
Yes. So it's basically like malachite.
Yeah.
So it's just showing a giant dragon mark
Right.
up the mountain.
Okay.
But you do see that these lizard folk are going to a point.
Yeah.
Kind of. It almost looks like they're checking on it.
Oh, I see. So the mountain shook, and now the patrols are moving to congregate on what the noise was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teloska, what must you do with the dragon mark? I mean, do you need to touch it or anything, or are we done? You just have to look at it.
They need to. And I need to see it, but I can't see the full vantage of it here. I need to have a place that I can look upon the whole structure and mark it with my mind.
So looking up at it, you definitely like. It seems like your entire life's work is pointing to this location.
Yes, it is so important. This is.
He kind of like checks in for
This is the last one.
So with my 18, I could see the patrols. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I see what kind of weapons they look like they've got?
Short swords.
Okay, so in the minute while they're doing this, I would like to start to infuse my armor and make it resistant to slashing damage.
Cool. Yeah, do that. All right.
Smart.
The sun is starting to
Anyone
go down.
else?
Gartha. All right, so
I'm gonna use my stone cutting to see if see what happened to cover this thing, like if they covered it or if it was naturally covered. Okay. So that's 15 plus 4 plus 8. Oh wow. Okay, so
Numbers.
yeah, 23.
Cool. It's very apparent that it just time is what covered it, and it is an ancient thing. I mean, a lot of rock moved away in order to show this. You do see a cavern opening.
Below it?
It's kind of like the dragon mark goes like around, and then there's like a cavern opening here.
I'd like to also take another minute to shield his armor as well.
Okay.
I turn to Pearl and Garthok and make it very clear. You do know that the rumors are that Sibro, Kyber, and Eberron, they are sleeping until the time of which Gemolish comes. This is Gemolish. This, that, inside.
Tuloska, you're saying this as if you hadn't said it to us every night for 5 years.
You need to listen.
Yeah. Okay.
What is Camelish?
The beginning of the new world. Where have you been? Have you not been listening to the stories at the fireside?
These.
Huh?
These.
Maybe
Others.
this is the way I get back to where I belong. Let's
Maybe
go.
this is the way I exile Chaltrathas from my brain.
I told you I could build a cage.
I don't need him to be contained. I need him to be totally free.
Okay, so how are you guys proceeding? We're on a very short clock.
I feel like we should just go straight in.
Yeah, let's just go in, dude.
go.
Let's just go in.
It's,
All right.
I'm gonna stealth my way in.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
so I think as we've all worked together a couple of times at least here, being that we have a name for our band and everything, I would assume that we would kind of have like a bounding fire kind of thing set up here, but we would also know that our assassin getting the drop on people attacking with surprise is going to be the most important thing in the opening of the battle. So we'll let you take point, and when you initiate, then we will come in with our guns blazing.
Okay, I like that. So why don't you tell me how you would proceed?
you want
And
visibility?
That'd be great.
either are you trying to approach the cave without being seen? Or are you trying to get are you trying to get the patrols?
I would say usually what our MO would be is that Melf would cast invisibility on me, and I would stealth in, check out the whole situation, and then come back and report.
Sounds good. 'Cause that
Okay.
way,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we'll start
All right,
lightning
so
bolt or whatever fireball.
that's
and
perfect.
stuff. Okay.
So you guys hold back, and
How far away does it? Like, how many feet away are we from it?
man, I'm terrible at this game.
Okay.
It's like
Some distance.
halfway up the mountain. I would
Okay.
say like
Okay.
So it's a
10
good distance.
Like
yeah,
10
I would.
minutes, 30 minutes?
I would say like 15, 20 minutes.
Got it.
Okay.
Patrol intervals?
Yeah.
No, like how far are they? How many people are in a patrol?
There's 5 people on a patrol, and what
Okay.
you guys what you've noticed, actually, it's very apparent. There is a magic user and 4 soldiers
In every patrol.
in both patrols that are in this area. So go ahead and roll me stealth, and roll me perception.
Okay. Stealth, 25.
Sweet.
Perception, 16.
You
Whoa, 10.
Yeah, man. Thanks, level 10.
Right.
You make your way in, and there is a cavern, and You peek in the cavern, doesn't seem like anyone's there. But you do notice the way the patrols are. There's definitely a rhythm and a gap, almost like they are military. I'm sorry, you guys are actual military. It's the Satine fantasy military.
Military.
Yeah, almost like
They're jogging around the base scene.
yeah.
A lot of horse candy guards.
Right.
They're more like there's a rhythm to them. Like they like almost like a dance, right? Where one left, right, left, left, right, left, left. So they're like, okay, we move here this way, and then we move this way, and then we move this
So
way.
there's a gap that we could.
There's
sneak
definitely
through.
a gap. Now, what do you guys want to do?
Do you come back?
So I could stealth back
Yeah,
and tell
totally.
them, guys, I checked out the situation. They've got 2 patrols, 5 lizard folk each. Each patrol has 4 what looks like warriors and 1 looks like a magic user. But I think I sort of timed out their rhythm, and I think we can make it through when 2 patrols pass. So I say we just
Let's go.
get on in there.
Because I'm real terrible at stealth stuff. I just am. And you know me, I always, crack the traps and all that. What if you see how the cavern is a little bit on one side, there's that vertical cliff that no one's actually looking at? What if I did spider climb up there and then you wouldn't even have to worry about me? I could just climb vertically up where no one's looking and meet you in the cave.
I have a stone that I can trigger for silence for all of us.
Oh, that might be better. I don't like
Yeah.
going
And
out.
then
You
I
don't
can
have to
toss
waste
it at
spider
the
climb. I think we're
magic
good.
user if we get triggered.
Unfortunately, this is when I unfortunately have to remind everybody that
That you're
Taloska's
super
really
slow.
slow.
I can
How
get
heavy are
I can also have a floating disc for
I was
him.
gonna say, yeah, that's a good idea. I can do
I'm on the old
We're used to
disc.
putting him on his own.
Yeah.
We're used to his geriatrics thing.
get
So
a
in battle, he
disc
has a
wheelchair.
disc.
Please put me on my disc wheelchair.
It's better probably with me. You need to be more mobile because I'm going to be pretty stationary when we.
Another suggestion is we have this dinosaur, and what if we make a loud sound and send the dinosaur careening back
Either one.
as a distraction
Either
on
way.
top of what we're already doing?
I think alerting them to anything abnormal would be
We
abnormal.
took the mountain face off the dragon mark.
They don't appear to have
keep up.
noticed that.
They don't.
Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, they do.
Did they notice that the dragon mark, that the face of the thing has gone down, or are they just still patrolling for the hell of it?
No, I think that we kicked the ant's nest is what I think just happened.
Yeah, I think it was Quick Dance. So how about this? I love that we're gonna be silent and stealth
Yeah.
in, and then just put me on the disc.
And
And
just remember, if we're silent, we can't do any verbal components.
I can drop the spell
Okay.
whenever I want, but I would actually throw it at the. I would actually throw it at the magic user.
let's play up that.
All right, so
Okay.
we're doing this.
So I will trigger a little stone that has the silence spell on it, triggering that it is silent where we are
Man,
now.
that is like the best spell. It really gets you through so much. So you guys with your scout, your assassin scout, super cool assassin scout, and your disc wheelchair. It's actually very helpful on a mountain.
Because he's still invisible.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you just were like, I'm
Just
talking.
heard a voice.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way up. You pace it very, very carefully.
Any
And-
communication would go through me, and I'll push it back out.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely have some vocabulary of science.
But he's got
He also has a
psychic.
mind. Yeah.
Oh, and you're psychic
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So you guys make it into the
Retransduce.
cave because you actually put together a very solid plan. So
nice.
congratulations, you avoided the other lizard men, and you didn't get attacked.
Level up.
Now, so you guys make your way into the cave. Once you get inside the cave, your friend here leads you slowly, but leads you and leads you. You make your way down the depths. After about 20 minutes of traveling, you find that the caves are lit by glowing phosphorescence, green at first, and then blues and purples as you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some? Yeah.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
some?
Yeah.
I just, as the disc is floating by, I just pull out my stone knife and just scrape some into like a leather bag and hold on to it. That could be useful later.
Heck yes, it could. You lead your gang down and down deeper into the cavern in the mountain. As if you're possessed, you feel the call of your ancestors pulling you forward. You pass deep blue kyber crystals, and then surprisingly gold Sybaris and pink Eberron crystals that seem to just grow like wildflowers around you, with the phosphorescence reflect and light the path for you.
Then I'm harvesting those.
It's an untouched mine of shards, and I'm fairly certain none of you have ever seen these all in the same place before.
No, that would not be underground.
After a couple hours of travel, you guys actually take breaks because you have to acclimate to the dissension.
So short break.
Yes.
Short rest.
Yes. You finally come to a place. It's being let in.
Oh, it's coming!
It's coming! We have minis!
Oh, our imaginations don't have to work anymore. Wow.
Turn your imagination off and your eyes on.
Dang.
Oh, it's so it's an avalanche. Okay, I'm gonna lift.
There you go.
I don't know where this needs to go.
Probably close enough
Do we have
to
a door?
you.
I need a big door.
Big door.
Yeah. Do you want to put this in a place? Or maybe, do you need it moved anywhere? Sweet. Well, your minis.
Is this where we're coming in here? This side?
Yeah.
For spells.
Could maybe put that guy on there for me. Thank you.
Too bad I blew
Look at him.
spell.
Oh,
That's actually an Iron Wind miniature that I
actually,
that I
that's
wrote the
the actual-
backstory for
Yeah.
and did the whole thing. Yeah.
That's the actual.
Man, this looks so beautiful. So this is Dwarven
what's
Forge.
Peridot or
Oops,
something?
I broke
yeah.
it.
I can remember.
Okay, so
Sorry, my
we'll
minis
put
are
Heroin.
this.
Yes.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh man.
actually, this is
I
perfect.
do so much stuff I forget.
Well,
Actually,
he
that's
was
the
the-
better door, but
he
it's
was
closed.
Copy
That is not an
version
open door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Copy that.
So you guys have
Coming in over there.
past this. There's an actual humongous. I'm talking humongous door, like 20 feet tall. There's a number, but I'm not looking at it.
Make my dog die.
Where's your dog? Oh, there he is. Are you all here? One,
Suppose so.
2, 3, 4. Am I missing someone? Oh. There we are.
Oh, and we're all missing Shamar.
Aw, Shamar.
Why do you always have to
Shamara.
bring that up?
Okay.
In moments where we could die, you must always seem to bring that up.
This
To
door.
get too ahead of ourselves.
This door is 20 feet tall. And there is draconic writing on it.
I can read all languages.
Oh, really? Is that a thing?
I'm
Yeah,
the-
warlock thing. I can read
It's
it.
a warlock.
I can read
Oh,
it.
cool.
I don't even have to cast anything. It's one of my invocations.
The door is like one of those cool ancient, like round doorway top things. It's kind of like, psh, and the writing is kind of on repeat down the door. Because draconic in my head goes down, like Japanese. And there are 5 insets. There's just like, almost like somebody took something out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What does it
Yeah.
say?
The writing's really small. Would you like to get closer?
Yes, but I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do want to get closer.
Okay. So you get closer. Which one's you?
I'm
the tiny
I'm
one.
a little, yeah.
All right. Does anyone go with her?
I want to.
I'll go with
I
her.
think we're
Is
gonna.
everyone going?
I'm going.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will reach
Sticking
out
together.
whenever we get close enough. If I don't notice anything that is trap-like or whatnot, and to see if it's magic, I'll reach out and press my hand against it. And
You're going to touch the door?
I will get close
Are you
enough to be
gonna-
able to feel the magic.
Guard the rear.
All right.
Okay.
I'm still.
doesn't-
No, I'm not invisible at this point.
No,
We
it's
waited
been
several
hours.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not until.
I can stealth myself to guard the rear.
Okay, that's great.
If not, I'll watch the rear. We should watch the rear.
I'll stealth, and I got a 20, dirty
Oh,
20.
yeah, that's
stealth.
great. Okay.
Essentially, this is like checking for magical traps.
Honestly, I can't tell who's who on there. I mean, I don't know what your minis look like.
I'm the skinny elf-looking guy with the sword held
Got a big
up.
old blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the Kalister?
That's me. Yeah.
Okay, and then that is you, and then this is... Ooh, yeah. Oh, I knocked
And
over.
I'm a little baby.
You're the baby.
Baby, delicate flower dwarf.
All right. So, as you approach the door and attempt to read the writing, the world seems to rumble. Rocks fall from above. Heavy breath seems to come from above. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Dun,
What did it say?
dun.
What did it say?
Could she read it before?
As you're approaching,
7.
so What'd you get?
I got a natural 20 on my initiative, which is great.
As you're approaching, you're distracted.
Oh, okay.
Loud music is happening right now. Or about to happen?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 20. Actually, I'm really bad at initiative. Can somebody else track it for me, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Exciting things are happening. So, who got what?
21.
27.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Damn.
Guys.
Garthok's 27.
I only have +1, but I rolled a 20. So.
21, you said?
Yeah.
11.
11, what'd you get?
I got a, 8.
Hey. Well, I'm definitely less, so then it's Melf. And then I got a 5. So,
What did
Okay.
what did Kyber get?
I got a 5.
Oh, and I get to check.
Is it
my-
Kyber?
for my cat.
Theros.
Pharos is,
Pharos.
Pharos has a, looks like a 16.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So, you guys, these rumbling, this heavy breath comes from above. Now, it isn't what this is, but what you see above you is kind of like what this is.
Okay.
But what you see is, oh man, I don't know how to do this. It's upside down,
Oh,
crawling
yeah, the
on
ceiling.
the top of the cavern. Well, see, this is a lich dragon. However, it looks like a dragon made out of rock. Yeah, so its scales are like shale, and you hear the.
Yeah.
Is it?
And
Oh, is it pretty like the stones?
It's way prettier than this. It was just
Have-
big and.
I mean, does it have like
Kyber
gems
crystals
or like malachite? Is it shiny?
Cerberus and Eberron crystals coming out of
yeah,
it.
I rolled a
Yes.
20. It is
Yes.
really
It's-
cool.
oh,
and
it's so
shiny and
pretty.
gem-like. So I'm gonna put this here because, and yeah, I don't really know how to do the upside. I keep doing upside down things, but I don't really actually know how to
I usually
do that. But it's about 20 feet up, so it is actually attached. But it's so big, it's actually like it's like 20, but then but it's 20. So it's like 40. It's attached 40 feet up, but it's like 20 feet big. It's freaking huge. So this, you guys look up, and this looks like it's climbing on the side and exhausts this this breath down upon you. It's actually above you, but I'm sorry.
Sure.
And everybody make a Constitution saving throw. As this icy, cold mist slowly licks at your skin.
21.
Hot.
Oh my gosh, you're rolling like
That's a good.
champ.
You're free.
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
Not okay.
27.
Awesome.
Also a 16.
Not okay.
I'm still looking for my. Sorry.
Okay.
On my. I mean, I rolled a 16, but now I need to check to see what my defenses are. Constitution save?
Yes.
Oh, Constitution save. Oh, okay. I got a 19.
And 18 for Pharos.
All right. That's 16 damage if you failed the save. If you succeeded, it is half.
This is 19 succeed.
Yes.
Okay. So half. So.
Yes.
What?
It's 8 points if you made your save.
Yes. All right.
Well, dang.
Yeah, and you just have this, it's almost like frostbite at the top of your skin. It's just freaking cold, even for you, dwarf, who, like, your ancestors live in this, in the depths of the caves of the mountains, but you, it's too cold for you. All right, so we are going to the top of the round. We're going to move, we're going to fly through this. So, know your spells, know what you're going to do, roll your damage along with your attacks. Tell me fast if I need to make a saving throw. This is really exciting. Big, crazy rock dragon is above you. Looks like it's guarding a door. All right, who goes first?
It's
First up is going to be our
Garthok.
Our Garthok, our little assassin. Our giant little assassin.
I dropped a die.
More of that.
All right.
More of that.
So I'm gonna attack. I'm assuming my sneak attack damage would apply since
still-
we're all. I'm stealth.
Yeah, you're not
and,
adjacent. Do you have to be adjacent to it?
It has to be flanked in some way.
So it's up.
it's up. All right.
And it's 20 feet
if
away.
It doesn't see me.
It's.
So wouldn't that also work? Or does
Oh, yeah, you're stealthed out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a. based on things in my head, it has been tracking you.
Even me? Okay. Well, then I will...
So, what do you do? 3.
Been tracking me. I guess I'm just going to attack
2.
anyway, just to get it, just to get things rolling. So, I got a 19.
Totally hits.
Nice.
And I do... next, for this regular attack, I would have done 8 plus 9, 17 points of damage.
17 whopping points of damage. What did you do exactly?
Oh, I'm using my my +2 spear with both hands, so I saw him.
Does it hit 20 feet?
I could.
You're gonna throw it?
I'm gonna throw it. Yeah.
All right. It hits, but does it fall out of it?
We'll see.
It does not. It
Okay,
is
so it's stuck in
into
there.
it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Pull out my other weapons then.
Okay.
For the next one.
Next.
I think that's me.
Yep.
Out comes the hourglass. I move into it. Is it? I move a little bit to the side and draw a circle of blood around me, just the 5, like around me.
Do you want to be near the door now?
Maybe not near the door, but like in a corner.
Okay, so there is a corner right here.
Great, perfect. Okay. And I just around me, I draw a circle of blood, and and guys, my neck grows, my mouth gets bigger than it should, my teeth grow, and I turn back and I start uttering these foul words that just sounds really dark, speechy, like you know. And the hourglass turns down, and kind of from the depths of my being, some necrotic energy calls forth and forms into a Barl Gura. And you guys have seen this before. This is Chaltrothus. And I say, Chaltrothus, kill the beast that feeds upon us. And
That's the best.
This gorilla-looking demon comes forth, and he makes his attack versus the.
Do it.
Okay, he's got 3. He's just going to pound him with his fists.
Okay.
And he's large, so I imagine he can reach.
Large is that 15 feet?
The
answer is yes for today.
Okay, great. Okay, so 15 to hit?
No.
Okay, 22
Yes.
to hit. And 21 to hit.
Perfect. Okay, you got 2 hits.
Okay, great. So we'll just say, I actually want to roll these, so. Oh, yes.
Ooh,
14
yeah.
bludgeoning, and another. I rolled 2 10s on the D10,
Beautiful.
and another 14 bludgeoning. And now. It says he gets to roll initiative, but maybe he can just go on my turn.
He'll go on your
Okay,
turn.
at the end of his turn, he makes a charisma save at disadvantage to see if he still
So
obeys
what was the
me.
total amount of damage?
28.
28.
So I'll roll his charisma save to see if he still obeys me. Otherwise, guys, get ready. Okay, that's a really good charisma save, and that's a natural 1, so he still obeys me. And he's kind of like, man, what'd you do? Why am I here, man? God, he's like, boom, boom, boom. What's up? What? Come on, Pearl. Cool.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
Next.
It would be Pharos.
Pharos lunges, starts to bound around the walls, getting up, right up in the grill, taking whatever, maybe bouncing on top of that mushroom and launching himself at the, whatever the hell this thing is. The first attack is not going to go well. And the second one is going to do the exact same. This dice does not like my little puppy.
Oh no.
That's
Okay,
fine.
so it just
It just bounds up in
bark
front of
is bigger than its bite.
It's having a hard time to purchase.
All right.
Do you need a new set of dice? Norse Foundry gave us a whole bunch.
Yeah, where?
Where are these?
They're in the gift packs, but we
Well,
can go grab them.
Oh,
You know what?
can actually someone grab our gift bag?
Let's get some. We need some new dice.
Nay, I do not play that game. These are what's sticking it out. I am here for the long haul. I appreciate that.
All right.
All right, so next up.
Melf, you're up.
Melf,
I'm
it
up.
is you.
All right. Looking at this thing, I'm thinking it's made of stone, so I am going to cast Shatter at 3rd level.
Ooh.
I'm going to cast it, right next to its head, 10-foot radius, up by close to the target the
Yeah.
head blast it in there.
You're trying to knock the head off? Is that what you're trying to do?
Wherever I can get a crack,
All right,
crack an eye,
okay.
something, whatever
All
I
right.
can do to harm it there. And
Okay.
it should have a Constitution save disadvantage because if it's made of stone or something like that.
Some constructed.
Okay, I rolled a 4.
Okay, so I do 48. You're welcome to give any bonus damage that you care to. Just saying. So that looks like 18 points.
All right. What you do see
these
is
are my dad's dice.
the shale scales just kind of like burst from its throat, and it starts like its jaw starts unhinging and unlatching, and you see like the rocks underneath that kind of make it almost like a rock musculature kind of exposed. It's
Looks like a good place for some meteors coming up next round. Right.
yeah. All right, next.
So next, Foundry will make his way over in the same fashion, and as he's rushing up, he'll use his bonus action to ignite the Yaquala that he has, and the blade starts to burn with some fire. And when I attack, I slam into him, and there's almost like an electrical fire happening with it as lightning starts to course up and down. I'm infusing the weapon, basically casting Booming Blade at the same time the flame tongue of the Yaquala fires.
Nice. Do the thing. 24 karat gold dice. Do the thing.
So that'll be a 17 to hit without any.
It
so that'll be a
hits.
28.
It hits.
Okay. And then I will get 10 physical damage, 10 fire damage initially from the flame tongue, and then the damage on the other one at 10th level here, so we're going to do... it'll get another 7 electric, so lightning damage.
Okay,
So that's a
what are
total
all?
of 27
Okay.
if you're not counting. And it should
How
be
much
mostly
was the
magical.
fire damage?
The fire damage was 10, the physical damage was 10, and the
Okay,
lightning
so
was 7.
it's resistant to fire. So
Okay.
what's
So
the
5.
number? What's the total?
So without that thing, then we're at 22.
Cool. 22. Man, you guys are you're doing this fast.
Womping it.
And,
Okay.
and it can't move. If it moves, I get to roll more damage on it.
All right.
Wait, oh, cool.
Oh, it
Because I
can't move?
booming bladed. If it moves even 5 feet, like actual movement,
It's gonna move.
it takes some damage.
All right.
It's
It has to
gonna
choose
move.
to move.
Oh, it
Yeah.
has to choose move?
Okay.
So, I'm gonna, it's still hanging from the ceiling, right? Okay. I think we're going to
Its wings are folded back,
think
and
we're
you just
gonna
see its claws.
just dug into it. We're gonna shake its legs up a little bit. I'm gonna burn one of my 5th spells and take Erupting Earth up 2 levels and cast Erupting Earth at a 5th level and throw it up there onto
Nice.
it. So
Inside of a cave, you're gonna cast a rift.
it's gonna
Just
be
saying.
amazing. Is there anyone below it?
My God!
Yeah. Is there anyone below us? Is it right above us?
It is right above you. Right now, I had to
That'd
put
be a
it
bad
there.
idea. That's actually a bad idea then.
I got out of the way. A little.
I mean, we could dash out of the way.
All right, let's dash out of the way. We're gonna Erupting Earth right above it, and if it falls down, then it'll take some falling damage as
Yeah.
well too. Okay.
Yeah.
So it needs to make a constitute or a dexterity save of 16.
Ooh, oh, I rolled a 15.
So it's good. Okay. So then
So it fails.
So it's 5d12.
Nice.
So
That is what I'm
11.
talking
Oh
about.
my gosh, Ivan.
11, 21. Ooh. Come on, yes.
Nice.
As
What
I
did
said,
we
21 plus 12 is 33.
Oh,
30.
Total
33 damage.
33?
It's a
big
Wow,
one.
you guys are hot.
You beat my damage.
33 damage.
I was sitting in the number 1 spot for a minute.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes.
So you knock it down.
Boom. All right.
It comes crashing down.
So I basically took the stalagmite and I took my staff, and you know how I set up the tower and punched it beforehand? I just took the staff and whacked the stalagmite, and that's what made it go as
Yeah,
it fell down.
he's usually slow, but he moves super fast. At one with the
Holy
earth, he
Yoda.
comes crashing down. Everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh. I'm going to get crushed by myself.
Yeah. Could I use acrobatics to roll out of the way as opposed
It
to?
again.
Yeah.
But my ball
No.
has to. Ooh, he did
No,
not do it.
just
No.
kidding. Oh man, it's a 12.
I got a natural 20, but that's a 21.
You're good. No, you're
and
good.
then Balgura, my demon, got a not great 8.
Yeah.
27.
Hot.
Also not grade 8.
Oh.
Not great 8.
So I got a 19, and
Hot.
Pharaoh's also got an 8.
Really?
Nice.
Okay, so for those of you who didn't make it, that's 18 points of damage.
I'll take it.
Crashing down, this wriggling rock creature is just smearing you into the ground at this point. Now, is that everybody's turn?
Yeah.
Okay. He does leap off of you, and he jumps over here. So anybody
Pretty sweet, right?
who
Yeah.
can make an opportunity attack from him being on you, and if you are standing, then yeah, go for it.
So did he move?
Yes, he did.
I can.
My demon sure can.
He'll take 4 more electric damage from the move.
How much?
Just 4 more electric.
Okay.
4 more lightning.
Shoot.
All right.
My bone girl, as he's getting off, he kind of swings and is like, nothing didn't hurt. No, okay, and just totally missed.
And I got a 19, and he got a, and then Pharaoh's got a 16.
Okay.
I don't think the 16 hits, does it?
It does not.
Okay.
The 19 does.
I got a 25.
Totally hits.
And I'm assuming my sneak attack damage would now work.
Yes.
All right. So,
Yay.
let's see.
I got 9 physical damage, and it'll end up being 2 fire damage after the resistance.
He just had to tell me what.
Yeah, 7,
7. Okay, thank you.
I think. Sorry, no wait, 9. And sorry, my bad, 11.
Sweet. That's
I
even
did the
better.
subtraction.
This is with my short sword, by the way, that I pulled out after I threw the spear.
Okay.
And it's 27 more points of damage.
Hot damn. Oh my god. Okay. So if you guys are all finished with your insanity, it comes back and it screams at you all. You all will have to make me a wisdom saving throw. It screams and echoes in the cave. Bats start screaming and flying around.
17.
Okay, awesome.
14.
Perfect.
I would like to use my reaction for Dual Mind, which allows me to gain advantage on the Wisdom saving throw.
Do it. I love level
I
10.
think it's this thing that's actually cursing me.
What'd you get?
Well, I got an 8, but Chaltrathis got a natural 1.
Woof.
Okay, so Chaltrathis,
Loves you very much and thinks you're very
you are
pretty
both
lady.
frightened
Oh.
for a minute.
18.
You're fine.
Mine's a 15.
You made it. Creature says, creatures immune. Yeah, so you're now, those of you who succeeded, you were immune. And you guys who failed can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success. So, that was one of its moves. The other move is, it is going to bite at the first person in front of it, which is you.
All right.
And it is going to attack you for, oh my god.
Good boy.
That is 29.
Ooh, that's not good.
29 to hit.
Oh, 20. I thought it was damage. I was like, wow.
Could be. It could be. Yeah, that hits. What do you know?
Okay.
I don't have a 29 armor class.
That is 7. Okay, so it pierces you for. Wow, I'm glad I rolled low. So, oh, well, that's 13 points of piercing damage and an 8 of cold damage as its shale teeth
21
just
points.
sink into your arm. Thank you for mathing for me. Okay, so that is all it's going to do. Next.
Next back up is Garthok, who gets to repay the fun.
Yes. All right. Okay, so still have my short sword out, and I'm certain it's being flanked since we're all. And now when you say it's there, does that mean it's up on a perch, or that's just because of how
massive it is?
It's on the ground now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still about 15 feet away, but you can move towards it.
Okay, I'm gonna move towards it.
Okay.
Is anyone else? Is it?
Nobody is near it yet.
It's, okay.
Because everybody's over there.
Right.
I'm gonna
right.
move the mushroom so that you can see it a little
Okay.
bit clearer.
Magic mushroom.
Yeah, but you're going to.
Well, I could move towards it and then hold,
Dude, that looks really cool.
because if I did that, then as soon as someone else flanks it, then I would be able to
Okay.
add
mean
my
ready
sneak attack.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, because you guys have all worked together before, when you guys see him going up, you know what he's attempting to do.
Right.
So that's totally cool. Well, it's cool anyway, but also it's cool. All right, next.
Okay. Well, I took damage, so I think I have to make a concentration check. See if I can still have my demon out there. Does anyone know what that is off the top of their head? Is it?
Well, it depends on how much damage you took.
I took. Well, I guess I didn't
were
actually. I was frightened, so I didn't take
Oh, if
damage.
you're frightened, you're not actually. You don't have to worry.
I don't
about
have to worry
it.
about that. Okay,
No
great.
problem.
Then, but I do have to move away from him as far as I can, and I'm already as far as I can away from him.
You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Okay, but my action does my action have to be movement?
You can't willingly move closer to the monster.
Okay, but I could.
It's not fear.
Yeah.
Got it. So I can still.
You can attack it.
I can attack it, but my Balgura also. Oh, actually, I wasn't frightened. He was. No,
Yeah,
we
he
both
was.
were. We both were.
You and your buddy.
So he moves away from him. He actually can't reach him anymore, and he's just like chilling with me, going, "Is everything gonna be okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, it's going to be fine. Just look out!" And I just Eldritch Blast.
Sweet. All right, do the thing.
I will. So he's taken some. He's taken 2 beams, maybe 13 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, but what about 18 to hit?
Yep.
Okay. And he takes 7 points. Woo! It's real great, and that's it.
Okay. Next.
But
Or
I still shake in my boots.
Thoros will
now.
get up next to him, jumping right up in the face again, and the first one will be a 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be 5 piercing damage, and the next one after that will be a 22 to hit
Woohoo!
for 4
Okay.
piercing damage.
Sweet.
I can make my saving throws better. What was the saving throw?
It seems
Wisdom.
Wisdom. So I can make that again.
wisdom saving throw. Yes, you may. So, did you make it?
I didn't, but Balgura did.
Yay!
Tough on this.
Okay, so that happened. You can attack now.
Let's see. 21.
Yep.
Woo!
All right. So he takes another 10.
You just see like the rock shales just crumbling off of him and
28
shakes in his
points of damage.
stone.
28 more points of damage.
Oh my god. Okay, this creature is not doing good at all.
From observing it, does the strikes with the weapons, they seem to be pretty effective. The edged weapons still seem to be affecting this creature
It
pretty
seems
well?
to
or-
be like all the damage is working except for the fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So next up. Elf.
I am a little ways away. Do I have the opportunity to close and fight in one go and take both my swings?
15, 20. Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I will do. I'll save my spells.
So the dog is who's up next to it, not me.
Gotcha.
All right.
But he looks so cool up there.
And you can put him on the platform in front of him, and I'll get there eventually.
Love that mushroom.
All right. 20 and 22 adjusted.
Yeah. So let me just say that there weren't many hit points left.
Oh, come on.
But what you did all this damage. So roll all the damage. I
22.
want to hear all the damage.
22.
22. And then tell me how you murder this giant stone dragon.
well, right where that jaw was, I went up and I struck it low first to get it to raise its head. Then I used jumped up with some acrobatics, kicked my foot off of it into where I'd weakened it up with the spell before, and then jammed it right up through the brain there. And
I was really hoping you were saying that. Thank you. Awesome. So you do that, and the whole thing just crumbles like an avalanche from this creature.
And I try to stay on top of it there so I don't get crushed again underneath it because that hurt.
And now you guys are
Level 15.
not fighting that anymore. I like when you say these things, but they are not going to be true. So, you have now defeated this creature, which is on the ground.
And I grab my spear out of it. Get my spear back.
Totally have your spear back.
Okay.
There is a pile of rocks in front of you all.
Pearl, come back now. It's okay.
I know. It wasn't like I haven't seen anything worse before. And Chaltrothus is still there going, I have to deal with this. He's like a fed up Jewish dude.
That's actually the most imposing demon I've heard of. Just like an accountant.
Yes.
You got a lawful evil.
Here we are. You now have a pile of rocks, which you have pulled your spear from. You now have a door in front of you with writing that you are now standing next to. It can see very clearly that it says...
No shirt, no shoes,
No
servant.
servant.
No problem.
It says, as so above, also below, and the world caps the two. And there are
Two
insets,
dragons.
Right.
Right, and the world caps them.
5 insets.
Sibero and Eberron. They are
Did I say 5?
Mm-hmm. You mean 3?
I meant 4. I
4.
wrote the wrong number down. Dungeon Master. Yeah. 4 large insets.
What do they? Do they look different?
4 large insects.
So they do.
Yeah, I'm gonna contradict.
They're about this
Shove
big,
it.
but they're kind of just like rock shaped.
Can I start using the cantrip? It's a cantrip, mold earth, just to start moving 5-foot chunks of rock that made up this creature's body, and just start looking for
so
kyber
what does this
crystals.
thing look like?
Yeah.
Because maybe its eyes would work, or maybe there's some sort of other items in there. Let's just start, Let's do a little dissection.
You start moving rocks over. Doesn't seem to do anything. Kind of maybe there's a little inset. You have to climb and help each other to do it. Nothing seems to be working here.
So I had collected the shards as we were walking in. Do any of the ones that I've collected look like they might fit in any of these settings?
How big are they? And where would
big
you?
You tell me.
Where would you?
collected
Well,
them.
first, where would you keep them? And how big are the ones that you collected?
My rucksack, and big enough to fetch us enough money for an airship based on that.
Cool.
Especially if Siberius shards are underground, they're clearly
Yeah.
put here.
So you could easily go back through and find some that are the same size, if that is what you would like. They're about this big, so
Pretty big.
I think, it's pretty apparent that we
Where the dragon was roosting, I look up and see if he had a nest of jewels somehow in the ceiling.
no. However, there do seem to be jewels in his pile.
His pile.
Yeah.
I love that he's a pile now.
So Rudy,
Loot out the jewels.
your character could easily go back and find that. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing it I wanted to be doing it while we were going, but if I've seen these now and I'm going back to look for them, then totally
Okay.
I'm trying to find ones that match exactly.
All right. So while someone's rummaging through body parts, you go ahead and go back and bring back. What do you bring back?
Well, I would bring back one of each shard that matched the same thing, the same size, and then you said there's 4 settings. And is there an order that these 4 settings are set up in?
So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says, as so above, also below, and the world caps the 2.
I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
Perception
As
check.
above, below, world caps the 2. So,
Yeah, so
same type, same type.
Sibero, Kyber, Eberron. If it's
wait, say that again?
if it's the different types of crystals, then it's the
Repeat.
as above crystals.
Both of them is the same. Both of them in the bottom.
Then the because if there's 4 and there's 3 types,
Right.
then you have top, middle, below.
Right.
But it's
but
in,
which
it's in a
which ones
cube.
were the same? That's what I want to say.
The
So-
middle.
You think so?
That's
Well,
what
say,
I'm-
let's
As above, well, it's say the thing one more time,
As
please.
above.
As so above, also below, and the world caps the two.
So
But
then I would.
they're in like a cube. Like 2 of them are parallel.
they're in an arch.
So I would.
like 4 of them. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it's the world caps the 2, oh, I guess the caps are at the top, at the end.
Right on, yeah.
So it's like as above, so below, and then cap.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Or it means a Sybaris and a Kyber shard on the top,
Yeah.
a Sybaris and a Kyber shard on the bottom, and we take the beasts things and we cap them off so that they are no longer
We've
exposed.
determined there's no cap though.
We take rock and put it on top.
I see.
Eberron is just the rock.
Eberron is just the rock.
Unless we take an Eberron crystal shaped as a dome,
So,
which I can
what
fasten.
is your first attempt?
What is everyone
Oh,
think?
I got a
It
very
is
bad
520,
perception check.
so
I got a 9
move
perception check, so.
you found 1 gem.
I would say.
Oh, look what I have!
the
It's this big.
left and right should be the same, and then the different in the middle.
Left
yeah.
and right in the same, in the middle. So
Okay, so what we have here is, I'll do it facing you. So the arch is like this. You have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here.
So we're gonna say the 2 lowest ones are gonna have to be. Which stone is that?
Sibero and Kyber.
So these ones are Sybaris and Kyber.
Yeah.
And these ones,
Also Sybaris and Kyber.
You say Sybaris and Kyber, but you say Eberron. So
Right.
The actual rock. So the
yeah,
actual
which,
earth.
oh, the earth. Okay. So you're doing Sybaris, Kyber.
That was what Founder
yeah,
likes to do. But you want to
Okay.
do that? Okay. Sybaris, Kyber.
All
yeah,
right.
essentially above is the same as below.
Got it. Okay, I
and
see
then
how you broke it up. Okay, I
So-
can buy that. That makes as much sense as.
All right,
the
so
other
this
way.
is what
Anything
happens.
Yeah.
You place them. The top 2 seem to just mold in. It's like the crystals kind of grow like veins into the side. The ends, however, do not.
Okay, so those 2. So Sybaris and Kyber are great on top. Let's take the 2 bottom
switch them.
and switch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing.
And let's take them out and put in some rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, some Eberron stuff.
I'll use.
So you put rock?
Yeah, put rock.
Nothing.
All right. As above, so below, and the world caps the 2. The world caps the 2. As above, so below, and the world, which is our world, caps the 2.
So, do I have Eberron shards that are the same approximate size? So then, I would maybe try both. I would try Eberron shards in the bottom in both of them, or I would try a Kyber shard and an Eberron shard.
What would you like to do? What's your first choice?
I'll try two Eberron shards in the bottom.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah!
You put them in this pink glow.
I thought I said we're
Well,
put
we-
rocks,
we
rocks.
said-
Well, rocks are different than the actual Eberron
Yeah.
shard.
Rocks and crystal shards are different.
It can get confusing because that would actually be a
right.
a parallel.
So we're going to continue real fast through this. We only have about 40 minutes. So
How many?
30.
Okay.
So we have a lot to go through.
All right. Give us one of them stone dragons again. We'll take him out real fast.
I actually was very impressed. Okay. So you got and the colors, right? You've got the pink Eberron that infuse like veins. It just kind of grows in like crystal. And then you've got the blue Kyber and you've got the gold Sybaris, and they kind of infuse, and all the colors come together and just infuse down into the door, and the door rumbles, and open into a corridor in front of you. This has not been opened in hundreds of years. Just the smell from the movement of the rocks and everything is ancient. And yet, at the same time, there is a beautiful glow in front of you. The corridor is long and wide, about 20 feet, the size of the door. And as the ground that you were standing on in this cavern is now this beautiful ancient mosaic floor in front of you. And the ceiling almost looks like chandeliers with all the different, I think this, Sybaris crystals all just kind of sticking out. And it's really high above, like really tall. And it's lighting your way. And you guys make it down, and you turn one way and you turn another. And before your eyes is a beautiful, expansive crystalline city. The roof of this deep cavern aglow like the night sky with Sybaris shards, not like the chandeliers, but more like the actual night sky. The castle at the center of this city, tall with spires, much like Sharn, but pink and blue of Eberron and Kyber crystals. Accents of green and purple fungal plant life bring the entire bustling city to life.
And this is below the mountain, like we're underneath the mountain?
There is Sharn under the mountain.
If things get hairy, shatter.
And I kind of just start, as we were looking toward, I'm just mumbling Kabara under my breath. So, it's Kabara. We made it to Kabara.
The continent?
We found it.
From the nation?
Well, the fabled city that we're supposed to find.
So Kobara is the nation.
Kabara's nation,
There
sorry.
is a fabled city that doesn't have a name.
Doesn't have a name.
So,
Yeah.
there you
Call
are.
it Old
The
Sharn.
nameless city.
Nameless old Sharn.
What do you need to prove that this exists again?
Anything. I mean, I just kind of motion towards the giant kyber crystal foundations as staring into it. It's like, here's proof. Right here.
I mean,
How do we get that? How do we transport that?
I can draw a map.
Yeah.
but then they're just taking us at our words, which I'm part of your group and I'm a dirty liar.
What?
That is fair.
What?
If we memorize this place, perhaps we can teleport back.
If we. But.
Oh,
I'll begin studying very carefully where this inside this doorway is and locking it into my memory so that I can describe it in great detail and draw it. I'll ask you if you're good at drawing to go ahead and lay it out.
I'll do that. And if I have, how much time do we have? Like what?
30 minutes.
We're just like, no, I know that. I mean, like, there's a bustling city down here. We're kind of like outside the bustling city.
Oh,
We
yeah,
can
is it
see it. We don't need to
bustling?
go into it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is
So
bustling.
so
what kind of
what
crowd
happens
people-
is you guys are making your memorization so you can teleport in your drawings and
I'll set up a
everything.
beacon if that's what's.
You do notice that the path in front of you actually is corrupted. It disappears and dispenses into normal cave, almost like this area hasn't been traveled and has been forgotten. And there's an entrance to the city further down that if you wanted to make your way down, you could actually hide behind large ancient stalagmites.
Got it. If there are people here, we just bring one back.
Maybe we invisible again and go take a look.
Should I dismiss Chatrathis?
Can you?
Maybe.
Yes, yes, I can end the spell in a bit.
Maybe.
You look
Go
back and he's just not there.
When I summon you, I get to say when you go.
I'll throw invisibility on you again.
Great.
Okay.
Actually, even better, maybe to save your invisibility.
Oh, okay.
I have Pass Without a Trace, which is a 20-foot.
Oh, okay.
So we can just give ourselves a nice little shadow. So I can burn without a trace.
Okay.
Pass without trace.
When you say you're like burning your spells, it actually sounds sad.
Burning them. No, literally. That's why I had to get some herbs beforehand, because most of the time he's doing, druidic focus and burning stuff. In this case, it is ashes from a burnt leaf of mistletoe.
Oh.
So he's burning the mistletoe.
All right. So how are we doing this? What are we doing and how are we doing it?
We're creeping up with Pass Without a Trace.
Yes, so there's, just so you know, there's a veil of shadow and silence around us in a 30-foot radius. And it gives us a plus 10 bonus to stealth checks, and we can't be tracked except by magical means.
Cool. So you guys make your way down, around and around, and you do see a couple different patrols, but they're like lazy. Nobody's been around there in a really long time on the outskirts. You see into the city. There's a big crystalline door and gate, like one and gate and then door. almost like a tease. But people are just, there's markets inside. People are going about their lives. There's, huh?
Yeah, what kind
Humans?
They are not necessarily like you, but they look like what you've all heard of Dragonborn.
That's what I figured.
Very noble creatures.
Do they look real?
They look real.
But the guards outside were lizard folk.
Out front,
Right.
yes, but the guards here, they're very noble. However, they are wearing same symbols on them.
I wouldn't recognize a symbol at all, would I? Just from the Draconic prophecy.
You know, would you like to get closer?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to get closer.
Okay.
I'll just be looking over the top and I know that pass without a trace. This doesn't.
Everyone,
If we can get within 60 feet, I can
roll stealth.
link one.
Oh,
Plus
gosh.
10.
I'm
Plus-
already.
Yeah, plus 10.
I'm,
Plus 10.
I'm still sorry.
19?
Hot damn.
29 at least, but really 30.
Can I just say this number out loud because it's
Yeah.
really going to be really fun to say? 37.
Oh my god. All right.
16.
Okay.
Also.
All right.
Y'all. The quietest of the bunch.
Well, the plus 10 helps.
So you got a 16, right?
16.
Did anyone get lower than a 16?
No.
Did we get a 17?
I got
Okay.
17, or 16.
You're all real quiet. Nobody knows where you're going.
Like
People
negative.
don't even know. However, you're slow,
Slow.
and you kind of fall away and trip on some rocks, and some of the patrols look back, and one of the guys like smartens up, and here.
Do I understand?
Do you speak Draconic?
Yes.
Yeah. Go look at what that is.
They're coming. Move to the side. Slowly move against the wall. They're coming down here.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
We're gonna basically back her, put our backs against the wall. Like if you're talking about the bird coming into the main gate, we're basically gonna,
All right. Everybody is like, you guys are all doing like, I'm blending in. I'm one with the trees,
Can we
or
tell which one
rocks.
looks in charge?
Let's see. Right. The patrols that are approaching now, the 2 patrols of 10 are approaching. Total, 10
That's
total.
not good.
And they all kind of look the same.
So the one that said, go check that out.
Went back inside.
So before he goes back inside,
Yes.
I would try and mind
What would
link.
you like to say?
In Draconic, I would like to say, honored captain, or actually, like, honored brood father. We are emissaries. We come in peace to your splendiferous, splendid city, and wish to extend our greeting of peace and seek shelter for a couple of hours, just long enough for us
Is
to
this a
rest.
joke? He actually says that. Is this a joke? And this is all in Draconic. So if you don't know Draconic, it's...
Well, this is... unless he's saying it
He's
specifically
saying it out
I was
loud.
like, no, and you can speak just with your mind to me if you wish.
Do not play with me. We don't get visitors here.
Today
Who is this?
is clearly one to mark in the calendar.
If this is so, show yourself.
All right. And I will walk out in front of the group with my hands up.
Okay. He barks some like coded words, and the 2 patrols stand side by side as if they're in a line, where the opening is where the gate is, and he comes walking out and goes, "You speak to me like normal."
Okay. So I'll kneel, and I will say, "Hi, hello, greetings, hail."
You hear the words meat,
Meat?
flesh, joke. Continue.
Okay. You mean I hear that from like the people like that? So then I will say, "Yes, I am not one of yours, but I am an emissary from above. We just wish to rest here, and we do not wish harm. And I will take, please, this is not, I will give you my weapon, and I'll take out the
As you do
Yaquala
that, there-
and set it down in front of them.
As he does that,
And I'm kneeling. Like I'm down on a knee.
Okay.
I'm gonna druid craft just like a gust of wind to like emphasize what he's saying.
Okay. Is everyone staying behind?
I think until he says that there's other people with him, I think we're going to keep in the shadows just for the moment.
Did you not say that? Okay, cool.
He didn't emphasize, he said he
You
just,
are.
I have
Why
to-
are you here?
I am an emissary. I wish
How
to
did
seek
you
peace.
find this? And then you hear.
I was actually chased
Interesting.
by a large creature.
We must escort you to the castle for interrogation.
You may. I would love to come along.
You will not be harmed.
That is great. I would love to come along. I appreciate your extension of hospitality. And would you extend the same to my companions?
and then I'll drop the without a trace.
Okay, cool. So as you do that, he all the patrols and some more come out, and they just have their weapons out, but they look like in a defensive, like they're waiting for you to move.
When we reveal, I also gust of wind us, so our hair flicks, and like anybody who's wearing a cloak and flies up in the back.
Just walk in slow motion.
Looks real cool.
Like kind of like in step.
And so, and then still kneeling, I will lift up there. I'll say, please, as a token of faith, I will hand you my armaments, and I'll hold up the Yaquala to him, honored broodfather.
Your respect is appreciated. Follow me. He grabs it, but he grabs it with this like regalness. He's absolutely regal and has a reverence for the way things are supposed to be done. You get this immediately from him. Like if it's written down in their thing, if somebody approaches, this is the manner in which you interact with them. And he, follow me. And he waits, he moves forward, looks back to make sure you guys are following him, and the rest of them close in as you all move forward.
And I'm using the Kalishtar, like, basically like that whole like not protection, but the perfection feel. To where
yeah.
it look like I'm so gracefully gliding along behind him,
Forgot
despite the fact that like I'm probably like this pimple faced, like, you know, like
They have
I'm
a
using the
glamour to
mind
them that
glamour,
make them
yeah.
look cooler, like makeup.
Yeah, I have magical makeup.
Yeah.
That's
so
also making
they
me-
you're escorted into this beautiful crystalline city, and you walk by marketplaces and inns, and it's just like
Is there
home.
anything that says the lost city from the former, like
Funny
some
you say that.
memorabilia?
There's like a
like a snow globe or something.
yeah.
Bring that
Got a
back.
postcard. Postcard's all we need. Just take the postcard.
postcard to run.
out.
Yeah, leave some flyers behind.
It really looks like, except for things are a little bit different. It looks more catered to Dragonborn kind, things that Dragonborn would enjoy.
I heart Kabara.
I heard.
Hatchery.
So you are escorted along, and it does look very similar to what you are used to, but a little bit different. And you go into this beautiful, beautiful castle and up into this big court. And at the top of this fabric-lined path is what looks like a queen. And he, over time, has been telling you about Queen Zanka of the ancient and proud Quabaranth.
Fully prostrating myself. Like, we're talking like on the ground, neck up. Like this is Teloska wasn't necessarily close to his people, but these are gods to him at this point, and he is just like about as low as he can get to the ground. So hasn't spoken a word because he is in awe of this place.
The queen herself There are, much like a roll court in my brain's fantasy, there's soldiers that line the way, and I'm putting these out so you can see kind of what they look like. So you've got this, not exactly like this, but this beautiful dragon-born female who has wings, and two female like bodyguards, and then two larger male just bruisers.
Like half dragons.
Yeah, man, these are pretty intense.
I'm definitely going, while we're walking through the streets all the way to the castle, I'm definitely shooting you a psychic thought that says, don't try to make friends here. Just be respectful.
I obnoxiously side-eye you.
That's fine, because I'm walking forward and concentrating. I'm not even, I didn't see it.
So now you are in front of the queen herself, the queen of an ancient city that nobody has been to in a very long time, and the air swirls with that hollow quietness that a great hall wields. And you're there, he is on the ground, and the rest of you're shaking. I'm imagining tears, if they have tear ducts
There's
at
no
all.
tears, but it's just like
Yeah.
it's
Tear
like
ducts.
it's like a quivering puppy at this point.
The
So
reticulating membrane is going up and down rapidly.
So you're there, and a long silence. And she looks down at you and says, in a very slow, golden dragon look, says, "Why have you come to my city?"
So I gave my weapon up earlier, so this time I'm going to draw off my shield, and I'm going to hold it up in the same manner, bending down on the knee, and say, "Honored brood mother, I gave my
I
weapon."
am called Queen. We
Queen.
don't use primitive words like brood mother.
I elbow him in the side.
Would you prefer if we spoke from my mind to yours, so we do not use or mix
Absolutely not.
minute?
Do not attempt to enter my mind or any of our minds here on the throne.
I'm not entering their mind when I do it.
Speak clearly.
Oh, I am entering his mind.
Yeah. Speak clearly.
We have just come to be emissaries and to see the splendor of your city. And we were chased here. We are weary and wish to seek solace within your walls for a short time until we can leave. At your discretion.
Were you chased here or were you sent here?
Both in a way.
Explain.
We were sent here to find the caves. We were chased by a large rock creature that nearly, well, flattened us.
I almost forgot about him.
I offer you my shield as a note to my compliance, and my companions will likely offer their weapons up as well.
Really?
I said likely.
She did not notice your eyebrow raise.
She's called diplomacy, asshole.
It has been noted. What say the rest of you?
Noble Queen, my name is Melf. We are here simply to explore and to observe your city. We are no threat to peaceful beings, obviously, who believe in civilized discourse and good nature. As long as there is no evil being done here and no harm being directed towards us, we can promise that we will not attack or harm or otherwise violate any of your citizens or disrupt your town. But as your city, it's very beautiful. And thank you for dialoguing and having discourse with us and taking time to hold audience. We are humbled. Now give a deep bow.
She bows to you, nods in, as
I'm
a
down,
respect of everything that you
When I'm
say.
down there, I'd be like, that's how it's done, dumbass.
She looks over at the two of you.
I'd just like to say thank you so much for seeing us. If you don't know already, we're the Elemental 5 now, and if you want to take a look, here you go. It's kind of, we're a thing. So we've never been here before, and it just might serve us to be known across the lands. And as it comes to pass, this is part of the lands. So spreading our good name. If you have any tasks for us, that'd be great too. Your Excellency, Queenness, my queen.
Oh, you're a traveling band. We could use for some new entertainment here, considering
I don't think-
you will be here for
Well,
quite some time.
band is in party. Band is in group.
That's very confusing.
Should have kept your.
It is.
Okay, and I say, oh, it is so confusing. My small brain can't handle your beauty. And I will.
What are you trying to do?
Best friends.
What are you trying to do? Tell me first.
I'm trying to get her to remove suspicion of me.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Are you
oh yes,
deception?
I'm no. What?
Are you deception?
Yeah, I'm deceiving her.
Now re-roll it.
Is there a way to kind of edge a little bit away as I notice kind of how she's going?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of
Deception.
very slowly.
Okay. So I got 16 on this roll.
Cool.
Oh no, 17.
Cool. She's processing it in her head.
I'm just a little dumb dwarf.
We're a band of travelers, not a band of musicians per se.
That's unfortunate. For you will not be traveling anymore.
No,
Oh,
see
really?
here.
Well, those who enter this city must remain in this city. This city protects the entire world, and we must keep it safe. This is what we do. This city, Quabarant, is the heart of Eberron. We must keep it alive and keep it secret. We will welcome you into our city. We will keep you safe and no harm will come to you. We are very strict with how people should treat each other. We're very forward thinking.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Oh.
No, I think it will work. It'll work.
I think
Her little fin
It'll
goes.
work.
brrrr.
Yeah, okay, stupid me, I guess.
We will find
figure
accommodations
it out.
for you. And we are very sorry you have to leave everything behind. But being a part of this world in this manner is an honor.
Thank you for your hospitality, and we would love to aid in what you're doing as much as possible. Anything that you ask of us or require, we will comply with. And I just shoot little shut the F up to everybody. So we'll figure it out when we get inside, and we're not being watched.
Yeah,
We'll give
same.
you we will give you a tour of the place and then escort you to your accommodations, temporary until we figure out what neighborhoods suit you best. People are very individual and have different needs, and we would like to respect those needs. You do not have to pay for anything here. All is free in exchange for the way we work. And she points to her two generals that are next to her. Koba and Kalesh will escort you to the heart so you can fully grasp the awesomeness of this entire world. And then they will escort you to your accommodations.
Okay. Fine by me.
Well, yeah, I don't know what I sigh. I'm gonna listen to my friend freaking Foundry over here.
Okay. So
But I'm not happy about it.
she gets up and then walks, and the big bruisers follow her, and she goes behind the throne. This throne is just ridiculous, just grown, just all the shards just kind of weave up, almost like this mixture between like Elvish and Dwarvish. Is just ancient weave of patterns. They go, and the two generals walk up next to you, and first they don't say anything. Koba has this like swagger to her, and she kind of eyes you in this like sexy manner. However, Kalesh looks at you like your dinner and is kind of distrusting of you. You can feel it immediately. They look at you, and Kalesh kind of walks ahead. It's like, follow. And behind you are the entire group of soldiers.
Rough number of soldiers?
Say 20 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10 and 10.
I'd like to shoot a little thought over to Taleshka and just say, if this is something you're planning, now might be a good time to clue us in.
I roll over onto my belly and kind of like there's lizardmen really only feel a couple of really strong emotions. And that's either like fear, or not fear, but like survival, hunger, and then pleasure. And Toloska just kind of looks like he's writhing in ecstasy at the moment, as like just being in this place. And it's just kind of like his arms are kind of like shuffling behind him as he's trying so hard to recompose himself and kind of
whatever dignity.
It kind of gets back up. He just kind of like shakes it off a little bit and tries to stand as literally as tall as he possibly can with his bad back. But he just takes one look at Kalesh and like instinctively just kind of like crumbles back down again and hasn't responded at all to Foundry.
I'm gonna, that response, I'm gonna go, hey, good for you.
I'm going to follow them.
All right,
Yeah,
so
let's
the
see what
lot
they
of
got.
you continue forward. And they take you down these staircases and past these halls, and the crystal's beautiful. Looks like it actually is polished a lot, but the ground, like the floor of it, is actually worn. A lot of people come through here, and by people I mean dragonborn feet.
Scrapes.
Scrapes and yeah.
Tail dragon.
Yeah, exactly. So Koba continues and says, we must protect the city from outsiders. However, we don't wish harm on anyone. You see, the city is the heart of Eberron. Our entire purpose is to make sure that the heart is in harmony, or Eberron will let go of Kyber, and Armageddon in ways you cannot imagine will be upon us. We simply cannot let you leave. We cannot allow our secret to be known to the world.
This is the first time kind of the spell's a little shaken a little bit. It's like, you saying you do not want Kemalish to come. Do you want
We
to
do
prevent
not.
it?
What happens outside of here is none of our business, but we are here to make sure that everything remains the same.
Sibero and Kyber, aren't they? They will cleanse the land, won't they?
By cleansed, you mean turn into dragons and let go and kill everything in its path? Yes. Yeah.
Are these dragonborn, are they all one color or are they all different colors?
They're all different.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful life we live here. We're all very welcoming, and I have many wives. I'm happy. I would prefer not to have Armageddon in any sense happen. So she explains that the way it works is each person works 2 days a week, every 7 days, as you're now going into the bellows. And it is red, almost like the insides of a creature red. Like perhaps this is the physical heart of, they say, heart of Eberron, but maybe what if the entire world is a creature, but it's actual crystals? And what you see is the red is kind of like there's algae kind of in between these clusters, and you see people taking crystals and moving them to other places or gathering them, and it seems very balanced. And she explains that they are trying to keep the balance, and this is the one place, and they know it's the one place where all the shards have come together. Yeah.
Is the temperature changing at all?
Not really.
Okay.
No. It's red, but it's not hot.
Got it.
So we're being guided. We've been given a tour of this heart, so
Yeah.
to speak, and then we're being taken to
An inn.
an inn, which we're supposed to have temporary housing until we're reassigned.
Yeah.
When we reach the heart, does it seem like what do we do when we get there? Like, what do they
So
just show us and then
it's
turn us
kinda like
around?
SpaceX, we just kind of like walk through.
Okay.
Where basically they're showing you. And the one thing that you all do feel, especially you, is life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it's almost like your heartbeat resonates with all of these crystals. And you feel like a warmth, almost like you're a part of it.
So, General Koba, may I speak freely to you?
Absolutely.
I have been gifted by Sybaris the ability to navigate the belt. If I place my hand on magic or a artifact, I can commune with it. Do you have anyone that can speak to the heart?
We all are a part of the heart. If we breathe with the heart, it is part of us as we are of it.
Then you don't mind if I communicate with it as well?
How would you communicate with it? Exactly?
I need only to put my hand on one of the accompanying shards.
Cool. How do you do that, Ruby? Like, what is this thing?
So, from the artificer standpoint, I would just reach up and I'll even kneel down to make it look as though I'm being very respectful.
Yeah.
I'd place my palm upon it, and then when I do that, I'll close my eyes. And it takes me about 10 minutes to be able to kind of bond with it. But essentially, remember those the old commercials that used to show you what the information superhighway used to look like? Right?
Yeah.
It looks like that. I basically come into, like, the weave is not a thing in Eberron, but the belt is essentially like Sybaris' belt, like the whole Milky Way of it. Like, I'm able to go in and interface with it, and I can like move the threads and stuff.
You're diving into the matrix.
Basically, I'm going right into the
He
Matrix.
gets onto his light cycle and cruises
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
So from that, like, I would be trying to find, see if this is actually legitimate. What's going
Okay.
on?
So you get down. And other Dragonborn who actually are working this, they stop and they kneel with you. And you reach out and they reach out. And exactly what happens is you almost see, like, in the super matrix, you see a beating heart. And it comes out into, it's almost like your brain is trying to process it. And what you see is a deep blue and black dragon, like, fighting. And then you see an earth-colored dragon, like gold tears from its face, almost like holding pieces of a gold dragon, in, like, holding it and compressing it to its chest as it's holding this other dragon. And you see through time, you see that the gold dragon is, they're the more substantial pieces of Sybaris, and that you see more like the rock and shale dragon, where it's not a like a literal lizard dragon. It's more like these ethereal beings that, because they were held in place for so long, they have just kind of cracked and aged, and the inside is still Kyber and the outside is still Eberron, but almost like calcified, almost like petrified. And
Am I able to communicate with any of it?
what do you attempt?
I would essentially be reaching out just to see if there's a response. So even if that's just a greetings or hello, or
What you get is
send a little magic pulse.
a heartbeat. You feel it.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get one heartbeat, but it's like the echoing, like many heartbeats, but one heartbeat, and your heartbeat is included in that.
Okay. So I'll just, I suppose I'll just come out of the trance and step back, and that's it. I'm like, thank you.
They escort you all into this tavern.
Yeah, we're stuck. Like, we're not going anywhere. I just shoot that to everybody in the line. I was like, we're here. That's
I
it.
don't want to go anywhere.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So as you exit the castle, the guards back off. There's only a couple guards with you, and they're just joking around. They do not look like you're going anywhere. And you get to this tavern, there's a dragonborn there, and they kind of show you around your accommodations. Your accommodations are, you each get a room, and the beds are like stone beds. They're warm stone beds. You love this. You like this place. They're warm.
The rest of my life on a stone slab.
Yeah, it's like a massage table a little bit because there's like also like padding on it, but you know, much like it's also a little bit harder. Right. And then there's on the side, like on a shelf, it looks like a warm, like they're heating rocks for like perhaps pillows. And when you get to the tavern part, there is food and there is booze.
All right.
Are any of you hungry or thirsty?
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
I need a drink for sure.
There is a menu. They do write, it is in Draconic. And what you see is a water wine, but it's like an algae wine. And, but it's blue.
Blue algae wine.
Yeah. Don't knock it till you try it. And also something called shard shine. The menu has food, has a variety of food that includes purple worm meat, boulet, cave fish, and lots of mushrooms and algae.
Now we're talking. That could be interesting.
Milf, can I have a moment alone with you in your room real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Can we go off to...
Yeah.
Remember that teleport spell you were talking about?
Yeah.
You got something in mind, maybe?
Well, I may have to study for a little while longer. I'm still.
You got something in your head maybe we can teleport to?
Oh yeah, if I can get a hold of a teleport spell, then we're good. But it's right now it's outside of my capabilities. I know.
Scrolls, nothing?
Yeah. No.
All right. So you are all in the tavern. You have the menus out. They've just brought you drinks. So there's a variety, almost like, welcome to our world. Have a variety of liquids. Perhaps one of them you will enjoy. And there's no beer.
I have been having the best sleep of my life on this thing. I did want to ask if there was a chance to have like a parting word with one of the generals before we leave.
Yeah.
So, just to go. Are we truly all welcome to stay here? I am not worthy to be here. I have spent so much of my life looking for a place like this, and now I'm here now. It is as if I am in a dream. Like, I have so many questions, but I mostly want to know.
Clearly the answer to getting free of Eberron and completing the reason I was brought here lies somewhere here. I think that through some study, we can figure out what it is we're supposed to do here.
Well, sure, but get ready to be the elemental four because I don't think one of us is coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
We'll move a lot faster that way anyway.
Yeah, can I truly stay here? Like, is it?
Yes.
All right.
And she basically asks you to explain what you're good at, and then finds out you're a druid, and says that, you know, in a couple days' time, she'll introduce you to the druidic part of the city to practice.
And not grab her ankles, just put my hands down and be like, thank you. Thank you so much.
So the four of you, the food Do you like it?
No.
No.
All right. The
Not
drink.
eating it.
Do you like it?
No, not
All right.
The bed, do we like it?
She's not my
No.
thing, sorry.
So, this one is found Valhalla.
I'm so happy.
Like literally happy lizard, just kind of like basking in his warm rock bed.
The other thing is,
You're gonna have to really convince me to get out of here, guys.
So,
it doesn't seem like there's much room for glory here either. It seems like there's some sort of socialist commune going on.
I wasn't looking for glory anyway. I was looking for acceptance. And
Oh, you weren't accepted enough among us.
oh, you don't understand. That girl is hot.
super hot. Yeah.
Dragonborn
This is
is
like
hot.
Then what you're asking for is not acceptance.
Oh man.
so with only 5 to 10 minutes left here.
Your crest is showing.
Let's hear what you guys want to do. What would
okay,
you
I'm
like?
going to
Seriously,
take-
what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, all right. I want to find out where the exit point is, and I'm going to cast legend lore and utter the city or the beating heart, the city of Queberoth, and the beating heart of Eberron. And I whisper that, and it takes about 10 minutes. But as I cast it, I get to learn kind of the lore behind it, and specifically, I'm looking for the freaking exit point.
Okay, what are you doing?
I am thinking about where we came in, how we can get back there, and figuring out a way to get the 4 of us out. And maybe I can convince Taloska to cast Pass Without a Trace one more time as a parting gift on one of us.
All right, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking about resting up, getting some invisibility spells going, getting at least the 4 of us out of here, because we got to go.
All right, what about you? Are you staying? You
We also
going?
need to find something that
Am I
proves this
staying or
place
am I going?
exists.
Well, how long is this gonna take? Because I don't think that I've made up my mind yet.
Oh. Can I sleight of hand one of the menus? That could prove this place exists. Here's a menu from it.
I am, as most Kalishtar are, I am of 2 minds of this.
Cool. So
By the
you
way,
have
the
about a
information that I
day.
get, it's accurate, but it might be couched in figurative language.
Okay. Well, for the sake of speed,
for more information.
is Rudy.
And I would
Are you
trance
s-
with my, I would do one of my dreamless sleep cycles or whatever, and see if, hoping that my quarry spirit would relay something to me in their dream state.
Okay. So what you both get is that this place is here to protect. It's almost like a world outside of the world, and you have to make your own choice, but it is a legend. This place is of legend, and the lore within the place for you is that centuries ago people were allowed in and out, but then somebody there was maybe thousands of years ago there was like a great war because of somebody outside told about the inside. So that's why they had to close it down. But you guys you memorized the exit, so that's fairly simple, how to get out. Yeah, do you stay to protect Eberron, or do you go out and have your own life with your own choices?
I stay.
What? You do?
I actually am going to take this a step further, and as I'm recalling kind of like the gravity of this place and thinking about what it is, and now understanding that these 3 may
All right.
be going to go.
I'm going to put a blade in Talaska here. As it
Well, I
is.
was also
It-
thinking about taking care of that too. I'm just.
Finish your
anything.
thought.
Yeah, let him
Yeah.
speak. We've got like 3 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about this very intently right now. If I'm going to protect the world, then I, under no circumstances, want anyone to tell anybody about this place. So
your
I haven't
friends.
done anything yet. I've been in my own room, but I am definitely quiet as I reapproach the group.
All right, you've got 1 minute to have a conversation.
Please, I know you want to leave, and I don't want to have anything extreme happen, but this place is important. Just tell me if you are attempting to leave this wonderful, drastic place. You will not tell anybody about it.
I shoot messages to all of you. I say it's going to be safer if you don't tell him anything at the moment.
Promise me you will not tell anyone about this place. If you do, the whole world, the entire Kemolish may come upon. At one point in my life, I thought this is what I wanted, but now I want. This is perfect and beautiful. Do not disrupt that. Do not ruin the world because of your selfish quest.
All right, responses.
You saw a pretty lady and it changed your mind in a second.
I saw a whole world in front of me, not just once, but an entire race of people who are doing something that is important.
I've kept bigger secrets than this, so you don't have to worry.
Yeah, I'll leave this place, and I don't think stopping the Heart of Eberron's gonna help me get out of here. I think that's just gonna destroy this existence. So I have no reason to talk about it.
Do you really think they're going to let them leave? Or any of us?
I don't.
So, what are you going to do? Are you going to alert the others? Because God forbid you would, I don't know, ignore your sacred duty now to your cresty one.
You've got 10 seconds.
Will not do anything to harm you, for I have grown accustomed, but I will not.
Will you throw Pass Without Trace on us or not?
Goodbye, my friend.
He won't help.
Yes!
All right. We're now moving forward. Invisibility. Pass that trace. You guys start moving. Boom, 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 boom. You've got these, everything's moving, and you're on your way, and all of a sudden, it's almost like moving triggered something. And the crystals behind you just turn red, and you hear this, and you guys start booking, and you're running, and then you're being chased. You want to know what you're chased by? One of these. You know what else? One of these. They need eyes to see. They don't need eyes to see.
Don't they know they're going to be eating you later? Don't chase us.
And then you guys make a left. Then you make a right. And you hide on here, and you jump over there, and you make your way through the cavern because I'm going real fast because it's 6:11.
I've got a potion of flying. We can split it 3 ways. We can fly.
You got the flying, and you make your way up, and you're flying, and it doesn't last that long.
No.
But it lasts long enough to make it to this weird area up that you probably didn't see before or even know existed, but it's like this nest. And on top of this nest are these little dragons. And on top of the dragons, there were more, but there's only 3 of you leaving. They all have mounts on them. Yeah. So you get to the mounts, and do you hop on the mounts?
Heck yeah.
Awesome! You get on the mounts and you fly up, and they're on the top, the very top, where all those shiny star-like Sybaris crystals were. You actually see real giant crystals, and there's caverns all up above here, and the dragons fly you up, and in this crazy maze, and they make their way up, and you are shot out into the night sky on the back of these dragons.
Awesome. I keep that dragon forever.
And they drop you off and then fly back. But you are safe. And because that is, actually, we made it almost exactly to the minute of how long we went over from before. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed Eberron. I hope you guys enjoyed playing very fast. Tell everyone your names and where they can find you.
Sure, I'm Jason Charles Miller, and that's all you need to know. Just type that in and you'll find me.
Yeah. I'm Amy Vorpal. I'm at Vorpal Sword on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Luke Gygax. Just type Luke Gygax, you'll find me.
I'm Rudy Rutenberg. You can find me at Rudy Woot on all of the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, all the other things. And if you would like to see my work, including Eberron, you can go to the DM's Guild and look up the Wayfinder's Guide, or just search my name, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only RUTY on the entire DM's Guild. So you can actually get this adventure with the characters that we're playing, or I guess not this adventure, but you can get this setting with the characters that we're playing, and all of those really interesting things about Eberron there.
Cool.
My name is Ivan Van Norman. Go by the ABCs of D&D and the 1, 2, 3s of D&D and watch my show.
Yay! I'm Sag Satine Phoenix, the Dungeon Master, also the Community Manager of Dungeons & Dragons, the co-creator of Maze Arcana, and I will see you in about a couple minutes, because I and Luke are hosting today's Founders and Legends Day. That's right, we are here for a purpose. We're celebrating the founders, the people who have come before us and created this amazing game that we all know and loved and are obsessed with. So thank you guys. I don't know how we're cutting because we both need to be out there because I know they're not running a thing. So Luke, if you want to go, set up now. I'll just buy us some time until Danny says, "Hey, we're cutting over to Luke." So you guys, what did you think of the Dragon Adventure?
Pretty cool.
Pretty great.
Love me some dragons.
I'm so
Love me some
sorry.
stone
I'm
dragons.
so sorry. I got.
Video, you can cut.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Danny. We're on video now, and I love the fact that they said.
Start and what it's like to be shepherding D&D